Like,
Your secret
I'm not saying shit. Like,
they can torture the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Your secret's safe.
Dude.
I'll tell them everything else but that.
I'm a rock. I got this. I'm your boy. Like, if you need anything, just let me know.
But then you got to worry about, since we all believe that so truly, which one of us has the talking dog?
I know, right?
I'm not telling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely not me.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't bring it up because it was me either.
Yeah, we were, one of the reasons I ended up going out, actually, I picked up this sweater today. You guys were complimenting me, and I do appreciate that, yes. But one of the reasons, like, it's just so cold out, and, like, people are always like, dude, how do you know your dog's cold? Like, we talking about,
yeah.
like, he can't tell you what the fuck you talking about, but, like, he definitely, like, is cold.
Yeah.
So, like, Chloe,
Right, you'd be like, nah. Okay.
yeah. So, like, Chloe just loves the cold. So,
She's got a bit thicker fur. Than
yeah,
Waylon.
definitely. And so like, we go to let them out. Like, Waylon, he just goes to the front. He's always at the front. He pushes past her to be at the front of the door, like, when we're ready to let him out. And yesterday I went to go open the door to let him out, and like the wind like hit his face. He like took 2 steps and then like ducked, bent down, and then was like getting past, and like Chloe's pushing past him to get out, and I was like, yeah, no, he's cold. Like,
Yeah,
and so,
that's an obvious.
yeah. So, and then and like little things where, like, you know, instead of him, like, after he comes in, like, instead of like just coming in, like sitting by the door waiting for a treat, he ran to the bed and like laid down and was like warming up his paws, like laid on himself.
That's my thing. To me,
Yeah.
it would be the pause would be the biggest thing. Like stepping on something cold all the time. Like, that's gotta be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they hate shoes.
So
Yeah,
we were trying to get him. I know. Yeah. I know. Holly brought that up. She's like, "We'll get him little boots," and I was like, "You're out of your mind."
Yeah, you want to see that?
Dude, like, you think that's gonna happen? So
You
he's
try to go
got-
viral on Instagram?
yeah. What is this? You scheming? You've been thinking about this for a while. You brought that up immediately.
Yeah, that was on the back of the brain for sure.
Yeah. But we were out at Walmart trying to find him like one of those little coats, because he's got one. I have one, like, it's over there, but he already outgrew it.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fit
Big
it anymore.
boy,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was so hard. Like, it's a little Carhartt one.
Oh,
dude, it's so cute. Like,
I've been getting those ads
Carhartts
on my,
are on.
I've been getting those
Carhartt.
ads on my Instagram for some company that's like, get a matching hoodie with your dog.
Dude, I have got a story.
I
So
feel like that would be up your alley.
Yeah.
Dude, I bought a hat that is identical to a hat that fits a dog. It
How
has
do
little
dogs
dog
wear
ears.
hats? There's no way dogs
Well,
wear hats.
They
it
strap
ties,
them
it straps,
Oh,
it
okay,
straps
okay.
their head. Yeah,
I was about to say, there's no way dogs just gonna sit still enough to let that sit.
But it's got like little like ear holes, you know.
You pull 'em through, yeah.
Pull 'em through. Dude, I put it on him and he immediately tore it off. And I'm like, I'm already wearing the hat.
You're like,
and I'm
no,
like,
we committed to this.
Yeah, I'm ready to shed a tear
We
because
had
my
the
boy hates
conversation.
it. It's a good dream.
So your kid telling you he doesn't want to play baseball. You're like, come on.
It's a good dream, kid. You're working the oil field. You'll wash up in high school. It'll be great. Yeah, but yeah, like with that, like there's still little things like those moments where like you're like, no, I know what he's thinking. Like he might not always know what I'm thinking, but he knows.
You should get those button boards they make for dogs.
They're everybody has them. It's insane.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it.
And see,
I
like-
believe half of them. There's a cat that just walked across 7 of them.
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop.
Oh,
Just
she's
going
talking
through-
to me.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
a cat? Really? That's what
Yeah.
you're gonna
No,
try and get
I've
this
seen
out?
plenty where it's very obvious the dog has associated like a single word, like outside
Yeah,
or treat
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me. It's like it's no different than
It
you
was some
telling
of them
them.
where it's like think, sad, unhappy, like those ones where I'm a little like, you really have all that going on?
You
Yeah.
might be reaching, but then there's some I've seen where it's just like, okay, maybe something's going on,
Yeah,
especially if
yes.
it's like a poodle or something, you know, a
Poodles are
smart
pretty
breed. It's
smart,
like,
yeah.
okay, maybe
The shepherds, of course.
maybe it's trying to get something across.
I mean, Coco talked, didn't the gorilla with the sign language?
even that's like
Yeah,
debatable.
true.
Yeah, because again, what it is like, because I think we have talked about this, because like you had a pretty strong argument for saying that like, no, I think like some of these, like at least this one dog that's very famous.
Yeah, I
for
know
it.
There is
talk to
a
you.
dog
Yeah.
that's like that.
Yeah.
I myself kind of believe in.
Is
but
it that black and white poodle thing?
Probably. I don't know. I can't remember. But like, there's so many of them now, and like the one has like 38 buttons. It's like,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah, and so I think like because on one hand it's like we were just saying like, are they just memorizing like these like different buttons are
But
associated
they
with
memorize
what
the
you
sound.
When you
want.
boil it down, though, isn't that what language is?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's where I'm like, damn, like maybe they are,
Because they get sit and stuff like that. Like the commands they can understand. So I could see it working the other way, but
Yeah.
I also did just see a headline. I'm so bad at reading articles. I just see a headline and go, oh, that's neat.
yep,
Yeah.
you do what they
Oh,
want
yeah.
you to do.
But it was a headline that was just like, new study or new research shows that dogs do understand more than we thought, previously.
Yeah.
They might not act on it, but there was also that study that cats do understand
I was about to
you.
say, yeah. It's in
So
the
there might be a
same
little bit of
vein.
that going on.
Yeah.
Cats understand you. They
They
just
just don't
choose to
want to.
ignore you.
Yeah.
So on brand.
Disappointing.
I don't think Tinkerbell knows her name at all.
No. No.
Every time she
Yeah.
doesn't blink at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, but I mean, if you like walk up to her, she's like, "Oh, hi,
Yeah.
hi, how are you?"
Yeah, immediately.
You will scratch my head, yes?
Yeah,
Yes,
hey, whoa,
please.
hey.
Yeah, but we were talking about video games, and I wanted to bring up
Halo.
There's like, well, Halo for sure, but also
Give me the greatest video game ever.
yeah, the new like driving simulator stuff. Like people are doing
Assetto
like
Corsa and
Sims.
stuff? Yeah, where they have some
Assetto Corsa.
really nice setups. They're
Or,
crazy.
you go to BeamNG.
PMG's crazy too.
What is that?
It's
It's a soft body physics
yeah.
simulator. So your car, when you crash, every part's modeled with a certain
Crumples,
strength
yeah.
value, so it will crumple realistically, more realistically than like any other video game.
Whoa,
It is cool. It's not as
It's not perfect.
what
detailed.
does that look like?
It looks bad. It looks like
Well, some of it looks good.
yeah.
It's just
It looks basic, It doesn't have obviously all the cool shaders and everything everything else would have.
well, mods fix that, but yeah.
True.
So like when you crash,
Oh
like,
yeah, I've
But that's
seen
not
this.
your average BMNG experience. That looks more like your
you know who
average
showed me
BMNG.
this was David.
David was playing.
Yeah.
Yes, David was a huge fan of.
And that was back when it was like in beta. It's
Getting-
gotten so much more complex. And
Yeah,
stuff.
there's like a lot of really deep physics and stuff involved. There's some really
Yeah.
fun games I've seen people play. Like that city that they're in that photo is really detailed.
yeah,
and
they'll do like car
cop
hunt,
chases
yeah,
and
cop
stuff.
chases.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. And they
Yeah.
get with all the crash physics and stuff.
But
And
they-
obviously, it exceeds the limits of it sometimes. So you get some pretty weird looking things sometimes. But
Yeah, I remember distinctly that David would have like a long body, old body style Silverado,
Yeah.
and just burning down like a salt flat, and then just hit a rock or something,
And the car just
and then he just wanted to,
explodes.
he just
Yeah.
wanted to
And you
see
could
it
slow-mo it.
explode. Yeah,
You could
like,
slow mo it.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun game. And
They've mapped a set of Corsa things into BeamNG, and I
Yeah,
think
like
vice
realistic
versa.
tracks.
Like yeah,
yeah. That's what's interesting because like I've seen people doing like Assetto Corsa, and like people have the Club Blues track, like in
Oh, that's
English Town Raceway. Like
I have a
I'm
bunch
like,
of friends
yo,
that do
I could,
that. It's
I
cool.
could drive it home. Like,
yeah, it's good practice.
Yeah, my buddy Alex Inslee, he has that performance shop in Florida. Shout out IPR,
Hell yeah.
and he's got one, and he said that he only put together. I mean, aside from like because he has like a nice racing seat that he sits in, but like for the wheel and all that stuff, like he's in like $300. I think he like made a lot of the
Yeah.
frame out of wood and stuff, like to like
Wheels the
sit there.
expensive
And,
part.
yeah.
I've seen people make them out of PVC, and
That's
obviously it's not gonna
crazy.
be strong. But
Or,
like
you
the
know,
kid
you
that I know
could-
that did it, his name's Rush. He's small. He's a small guy, so
Yeah,
like it's
so it
perfectly
works.
set up for him.
Yeah.
but then you can spend $10,000 and get a whole rig.
Yeah.
that
I think he's got
rocks
like a
and
really
moves and
nice
shit.
wheel.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are crazy.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I was watching an Adam LZ. You know Adam LZ?
Yeah, yeah,
I was
the
watching one of his
drift guy.
YouTube videos, and
He's cool.
Yeah, he gave away. He did like a raffle, and like gave away one of these simulators, and this guy won.
Like the
Yeah, I think it was like a
Those are expensive.
$30,000
yeah,
simulator.
they're nice.
The guy who won got there and was like, "I don't want this."
Oh,
And,
then why did you enter?
And he's
Like-
like, "Yeah, I'm just not really interested in it." And I think I like, and so like they had to go get him 2 different cars to choose from, like some like
Jesus.
Jay-Z, like right hand drive Jay-Z.
that's kind of to be fair though. That's
think it was-
a little
yeah, it's like
not
Jay-Z-
their fault, like or their
Yeah.
problem.
Well,
Like,
exactly.
like-
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I was like, "This is insane! Like, how
Yeah.
dare you win
Right.
something
and then
out of
make
a
them
raffle?"
go out of their way to go do something else for you?
Like,
Like,
can I have
yeah.
something else worth
Right, yeah.
$30,000?
That's
You had
exactly
that lying around.
And then
right?
not only that, but then they gave him like 2 cars to choose from, like
Why did they go so far above and beyond for that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
I know, but I don't understand either. But then once they had a perfect E36 M3 right hand drive, beautiful car, inside and out. Like obviously it's always there's little things.
it's a Beamer.
It's an old
from
car.
fucking the 90s, yeah.
And then there was like a JZX 100 that was like beautiful, kitted out, and also right-hand drive. And this guy was like, I don't really know. This one's like, I mean, the BMW's nice, but he's like, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of JZ, like a JZX 100. Like, bro, it was the most cringy thing. And you can see everybody in the YouTube video being like,
the most
Seriously, guy?
ungrateful.
what the fuck? Like,
So he wasn't even happy after he got, like, they went above it and after. Oh, my God.
And then, like, finally decided on a car.
Did
It
you
was-
read the comments?
Oh, the comments were roasting
Blaming the
this guy. Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, but like, here's my thing: like, how arrogant can you be?
The entitlement.
Because the entitlement of like, because it's not only like if that happened quietly behind closed doors,
Right, but they're
like, dude,
making-
there's a YouTube.
They're
video.
making a video about
Yeah.
this, and
Like,
like
you're-
that's probably why they went above and beyond, because they're like, we need the happy, we need
Yeah.
the fucking the big
Yeah.
woohoo, but
Yeah.
you're not fucking giving it to us here, dude.
But also, and now it's like, what? So now you win, and you could just throw a temper tantrum and just be like, no, I want.
yeah,
I mean,
well,
I-
yeah, it's not
I
setting a
want
good
an
precedent.
S15.
Yeah. It's not
They're
setting a
better
good
than
precedent.
me because I would have like stopped recording and be like, all right, go home.
Yeah,
I'll pick someone else.
Yeah, because there, exactly. There was like,
And I would never have released that first video.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then I just released a video with someone who actually wanted the fucking rig.
And
Yeah.
then when that guy would have inevitably complained,
That's when you pull the
yeah.
fucking-
Then I would show the video like, nah, dude.
Yeah,
nah,
and all
you're
the
a pain in the
emails
ass
saying
about
that like this guy,
How dare you sign up for something you don't want and then complain when you win? Like,
Yeah.
what in the world?
It
have
was
we come
so
to?
bizarre. It was so bizarre. I remember like just watching it, and also it's like, dude, if you don't like it, it's like, okay, you can sell it. Like
Right.
you could like, you
Right.
know,
If
don't make this
anything,
no
yeah.
problem. Yeah, it was crazy. It was just, I never got to like talk to that. I never even brought that up to you. I don't think that was not that long ago.
This is news
yeah,
to me,
It
but
was
holy
crazy.
God.
Yeah, the cringe.
Yeah, the cringe indeed.
Yeah, but but one of my main takeaway from bringing that up was like, dude, $30,000 for a fucking simulator, which is where you were
yeah.
headed with that. You were like, dude,
I
they
could buy a real
scale
car.
up. Yeah,
I could buy a real car.
Yeah, if you have $30K for a simulator,
You know, I
it's
was
like-
upset. I was going through KOP the other day, and they have one there, and it's
Oh,
like
shit.
$5 to do it. And I was like, that's a bit much. Never mind. Never mind. Like,
What are you? This is highway robbery.
right? You should just let me do it. Never mind. That costs a lot.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It was in the Porsche.
Yeah. What do you
dealer,
think? Do you guys
so-
like you'd like get into simulators? Because
Yeah,
also
I
a lot
would
of people
love
that
to.
say like the simulator,
Just have the room for
obviously.
it.
People have been going on about. Dude, is there an HVAC unit on top of that cargo load box?
Yes.
That's
Wait, no, that's a cargo
hilarious.
box. That's
Yeah,
just a
it's
box.
some cargo.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so people are saying that like
You guys,
these
you see what you want to see.
we just see HVAC things. But yeah, people are saying like the simulators actually like do translate. There's like kids that are like,
Yeah, it's not
using these
Guitar Hero,
simulators.
but yeah.
right. yeah. So like I've kind of thought about it, but like also people who say that like they know how to drive or they have like drifted or like done like
I mean,
road
you won't
racing.
get like the weighty feeling of
Right.
it, like where
Yeah.
you're getting transferred around, but I can see the muscle memory of it at least transferring a little bit.
yeah.
Sure, the fear changes a lot
Right.
of
Yeah.
things, though.
You're going to be a
Yeah.
lot more careful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to sit behind a computer screen and huck a fucking car
I mean,
into a
look,
turn.
100 miles an
Forza's got a
hour.
rewind button. I can figure out exactly how fast I can go around that turn.
Yeah, I gotta worry about that too much.
Yeah, dude. I almost like I like miss playing video games a little bit, but on the
I'm
other
trying
half,
to get back into it. It's not easy.
it's not. I really.
You know what I miss? It's not that I miss playing video games. I figure this out every single time I try to play video games. I miss hanging out with friends. That's
Yeah,
what I miss.
dude. It's such a
I
time
miss
suck.
playing games with friends. Like every time I do
Oh.
a single player game, I'm like, man, I wish Adrian was playing with me, or
Yeah.
I wish I was playing with a group of people on Discord or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the whole single player aspect of it just kind of like it's boring anymore. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it's only boring because I enjoy the fun of like a group of people getting together and playing a game.
Yeah.
Like you're all
Oh,
goofing
yeah.
off.
Like when just recently we started playing Halo
Yeah.
Infinite's campaign on co-op.
and
Yeah.
we've been having like there's been hilarious moments where like
Dude,
one
we
of
were
us
the
will
greatest
huck a
Halo
grenade as
players
somebody's
ever.
jumping past and it just goes boop right into the guy's head and you're like, well, shit.
Yeah, yeah. Especially like there's like kind of role playing games where like
Yeah,
you kind of
it's
get to
fun.
like figure out the quest yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's a
making
good
fun
art.
of the quest the whole time. Like you know, like
Yeah.
goofy
Dude,
shit. The
picking
guy's
apart the
yelling.
fucking
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
it was Eshram, the
Eshram,
lead
yeah.
protagonist in Halo Infinite. He's like dying midway through the game. He just starts as he's doing these things.
Yeah.
And he's like talking about trying to fight us. We're searching him down the whole game.
That's the other thing. He's shit talking the whole time. Like, you are a coward. Come fight me. Blah blah. I'm like, dude, I'm on my way.
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
If you sat the fuck still, we could get this over with.
If you just open the front door, this would go a lot quicker.
But it was so funny. Yeah, we're just doing that. Like, obviously,
our fight will be legendary. I'm like, all right, open the fucking door.
But you can't do that. You can do that to some degree by yourself. Like, you can have fun.
Yeah, but then it just feels cynical.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're just being a cynic the whole time.
Yeah, right.
Now it's a comedic bit.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
riffing with your boy,
Yeah, for sure. And that's another, like, because people say, like doing, like, playing video games, not going outside and stuff like that. Like, that's, like, such a disconnect, like, from, like, reality and stuff. But at the same time, like, I don't know.
It is and it isn't.
Man.
Like,
it's 20 degrees outside. I'm not going to be outside anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a disconnect from reality while still staying grounded with your friends. Like, you're
There's still social interaction.
Yeah,
exactly. The
and you're
social part is still there.
You have no choice but to be real with your friends. You can't. Like, you're not living here. It's not like, oh, tomorrow we're waking up in Morrowind. Like, tomorrow I wake up in my bed, a room away from you, dude. Like, like it's real. Like, it's real.
Yeah, no, I think it is cool, and then, like, and I kind of think back too, because there was, like, people like Connor who we met on, I think, one of those.
It was PGR.
PGR, yeah.
It was Project Gotham Racing. Racing 4?
Yeah.
3 or 4?
Yeah,
and that dude lives in Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
We were like, and what and like we've met friends like all over the place. And then there was also just times where like we just didn't like we had friends who we wanted to play with, and they have friends that they play with every day. And then they're like, hey, like, do you mind if my boy comes in? Like, we're gonna have like a lobby. Yeah. Like, might as well if he comes.
I mean,
and
I
now we have new
playing
friends.
Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Call of Duty is kind of what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
cool
we had a whole fucking squad.
People talk about traveling because it opens your mind to different perspectives and everything. Like, you get to see different cultures.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same shit from a computer chair. Like, I'm talking to these other cultures. I'm still seeing how you view things. I'm getting your ideas, like, your own thoughts. I don't have to go to Greece. I can play with somebody from Greece. And, like, that's cool to me because, like, it opens your mind.
Well, you didn't have the money to go to Greece,
exactly, so I was never going to Greece. So. But it's like stuff like that. It's cool. Like, you can get a much bigger perspective, and everybody wants to hate on gaming, but like sometimes it's just chilling and hanging out and talking with somebody else. Like, you can be doing the most I play RuneScape sometimes. And like, you're just sitting in front of a screen doing nothing.
You're doing point and click simulator.
Yeah. I'm clicking on the same tree for 8 hours straight, dude. Like, I want somebody to talk to.
Yeah. Somebody get me through this.
Yeah. So I'm in like a clan. I get to talk to all kinds of random people from all over the place. Just bullshit. And it's cool. Like,
and I don't know how well it works, but it would also be cool to do like because like there's a lot of like the Twitch streaming where you get to like see the person, like their face, like as they're playing,
and you interact with them.
Yeah, and then but like if you were able to do that with like if we all like webcammed ourselves, into
playing
a lobby,
games,
and then we all are like looking at the screen, looking at each other, talking, and then on the other screen it's like you're playing video games, but then you can like kind of look at your buddies, and then like you like
that stuff's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you see the facial reactions and stuff. Yeah, when I was playing Among Us, we did do that because it's super helpful to see a face because then you can tell if somebody's lying or not. Like,
do you have a poker face?
Right? Yeah.
What is that?
Among Us?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. I have a perfect tie into this. So the United Healthcare.
How?
I'm getting to that. Hang on. I'm getting to that because this is fucking hilarious.
You haven't heard the news yet, have you?
So the United Healthcare assassin, Luigi, some Italian last name.
Mangione.
Mangione. Yeah.
Hey. Someone's a liker.
Apparently,
I'm just in the news. I'm in the know.
Apparently, he had friends that he played Among Us with, and they went to the news because they saw an opportunity. Because the news is out of fucking touch with everything. Yeah. No offense to you not knowing Among Us, but the fucking
honestly, that's huge. You don't know Among Us. That's crazy.
The fucking news. I think it might have been CNN or something. Was like, Among Us is an assassin role-playing game with blah 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 blah. Where your whole your whole point is you're either trying to get shit done or you're trying to trick all the people and then kill them without getting caught. And they paint it in the worst possible light. It's just a fucking game.
Yeah, it's a children's game.
It's a game based off of a game that people used to play in real life called like Mafia.
Yeah, is it not Clue? It's basically Clue, isn't it? Kind of like a weird
not
role
really, because
play.
there's not like
Clue. There's not a one individual person in the hallway.
Mafia was literally that.
Big
that
guy.
premise from Among Us, where you have two people who are the mafia who are putting hits out on people, killing people, and everyone else has to guess.
Yeah,
and
so it is that. Yeah,
that game originated from I think like psychiatric or psychology students.
It is a psychology
trying
game,
to prove that a well-informed minority will always beat out a poorly informed majority,
which is fair. That is the premise.
Because
of the game,
most
actually,
of the time,
in terms.
the assassins win,
yeah.
or in that case, the mafia wins. But yeah, the whole point is in Among Us, you've got a group of people. You're on a spaceship. You've got tasks to do, and there are two imposters that their job is to kill everyone. So the regular people win if they complete their tasks. And is it just complete the tasks?
If everybody, whoever, if there's at least,
if they complete all their tasks, do they win?
Yeah.
So because if they
the
die, then they can't complete the task.
Well,
so,
you can still have two crew. Like if you have two imposters, you can have two crewmates still alive and you lose because that's enough for them just to overpower you.
Yeah.
So the game just ends.
So yeah, if the imposters win, if they kill everyone or kill
have
down
the
to
ability,
two, and the other people win if they complete their tasks and they successfully vote off the imposters, eject them from the ship.
Yeah, because you can if something happens, like if you find a dead body somewhere, you can report it, and then the group gets together and they talk about it. Like, well, I was over here, it couldn't have been me. Right. I was over here, it couldn't have been me. Well, that's a lie because I was over there and I didn't see you over there. Yeah. And then you just start picking each other apart, and you do end up voting out the wrong people a lot of the time.
Yeah,
because it's super easy to know everything and lie than it is to not know and try to plead your case and sound like you're lying.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah. That game went mega viral.
Yeah,
it was fucking
is there
over
like little
pandemic,
pictures?
so it's like you're gonna laugh. It's it's the most childish thing.
Okay, because I'm like shit.
Have you seen this? Have you seen this guy?
What in the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's also
Don't
the reason,
trust Red.
That's also the reason Sus became
Sus
a
was
thing.
huge because of it.
Yeah, there's an actual screenshot from the game.
Yeah, that's you loading in before you get in.
The emergency meeting button.
Yeah.
If you see someone dead, you got to run there and.
No, you can report on the dead body, or you could if you weren't able to report on the dead body, you run out to there.
Yeah. If you see the
or
dead
if you
body,
see something that's like if you see somebody jump in a vent, there's no dead body, so you run to that and you're just like, "Yo, I just saw a gray vent."
Yeah,
and then you got to fight it
because venting is something only imposters can do.
Yeah.
Which is hopping into one of these vents. It's how they can move around.
Yeah.
They get some extra mobility.
You can tell this is the imposter because his name is Red, so he's playing currently.
Oh, okay.
There's an assassination animation.
It's we're talking deadbeat horse type stuff here.
This game
this is
rose and fell.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
There's a new version of this now. It's like a VR or whatever.
It's probably a mod.
Yeah,
based
I don't
off
know.
of
I think it's a
something.
completely different game. I don't think it's the same game.
Well, yeah, no. Mod's a bad choice of words. They probably took another game and then put an Among Us skin on it and like game it, kind of like
That
Forge
looks
and Halo.
better.
Yeah.
That looks a little bit. That's like a better, less grainy picture, which is nice.
This one,
yeah.
The game was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I played a lot. If you have a good group to play it with, it's so much.
Yeah, if
fun.
you're playing with randos.
Yeah, it's rough with
Yeah.
randos, especially if it's all text based. It's really hard because you only have like 120 seconds to plead your case before you have to vote somebody out or not vote somebody out.
Fun.
Also,
you do the
text does
meetings.
not convey tone very well.
Dude, look, there's a little clank thing. That's cool. They've updated so much.
Yeah, he's got ratchet ears.
Oh yeah, look at that. I didn't even notice that. I saw clank.
That is sick.
But full circle there. But
Well, so this is hilarious that they someone was arguing that
this is
such a
game played primarily by like 12 and 11-year-olds. Like it's a kids game through and through.
And like it's not
people chasing little kids and them screaming.
That's the VR one that
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah.
But there's another game where it's similar.
But I just
that's
it seems
old when they
like
came out with that.
with something that's so cartoonish.
To say that he played this,
It
it was
doesn't
like it made him who he is.
It doesn't seem to have quite the like clear distinction that like or like a relationship with like you can relate.
You played
this
Call of Duty
with
and he
real
went and
life.
mowing down people. Yeah,
like
sure.
the argument.
Grand
Well, I mean, look at
Auto.
that picture with the fucking little exactly the cat ears. You're gonna tell me that bred a killer?
Yeah, no way. Like, but you get
That is a super common. I've seen that a million times.
But yeah, I mean, Call of Duty, like, there's a better argument for Call of Duty having like a closer relationship with like how people actually react to things.
Yeah, I think Grand Theft Auto
is way up there.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto for sure.
That game was vilified.
Yeah, for sure. Which actually is an interesting topic as well, because I heard someone make a kind of a weird argument that I think actually kind of has some truth. And I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing, but like as we all know, there are a lot of movies with murder, death, mystery.
Yeah, it's in TV. It's all over the place.
Yeah, like, Law and Order between that and then
to
just
come
like
at Vidya entirely is kind of
the long and short of it is media will only influence people who were probably fucked to begin with, and we're probably going to do that shit eventually anyway.
Sure, but here's my thing. So, not my thing. Excuse me. So this is the argument that person made, was that we don't mind so much if we're watching a movie and we watch someone like get shot in the head, like John Wick movies.
Right.
Like we're all on board.
With a dog?
Now a sex now now a sex scene.
In the room with your parents?
Yeah, right. I mean, like we're almost with like at any point.
I think that's just more of a U.S. thing.
I know, but I'm just
you
saying
think it's different in other cultures.
Europe is way more sexually
positive,
liberated or whatever than the U.S.
Well, I mean,
that's because we were founded by Puritans. But
I was about to say there's a huge amount of shame involved. Like, I don't want to be in the same anywhere near my parents with that stuff going on.
But I mean, the parents is a great example. That would be very cringy. But just at all in like the sense of like how much more generally speaking people are uncomfortable with like now you're just watching a movie with someone else having sex in the random middle of a movie, as opposed to like they just stuck a knife through that dude's neck and then they just kept it moving and you're like,
that's
wow,
a really
what
good
shot.
Yeah, it's an odd point. It's something to think about, because it's like, why does that? So why is that such a visceral reaction with us?
I think that's just in the U.S.
But and again, like culture. Love and reproduction is like everybody's on board.
Gross.
With that. Like,
in my Christian Minecraft server.
Yeah. Back to murder, please.
Fucking premarital hand-holding.
Yeah. So, but and again, I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just like we, especially like you were kind of getting it as Americans, like we just like action movies. Yeah. You know?
No, we are. Well, so would you say then that other countries have visceral reactions to the gore and action?
I don't know.
Is that their culture to not be as interested? Like, is it flip-floppy like that?
I don't know if it's flip-floppy or if they just care about sex.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like the takeaway from it was the fact that like it is true that we've normalized like
gore,
violence, much. At least to a further extent than we have than just
you can kill a hooker, but you can't sleep with them.
That's a crazy take on that. Which is honestly the most accurate thing. That's a pretty accurate takeaway. Yeah.
God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid. Yeah, because it's so true. Like in Law and Order, in that show, it's like they don't show the rape. They just show that guy like get shot.
Like, give me another dun. Like, let's go. Running back.
Yeah. So just a weird, and again, I don't think it's bad, but but yeah, it was interesting.
Rogus, what the hell? Now you're deep in the rabbit hole.
You're so deep into this.
What are you doing? I hope the viewer can't see this.
No, we're still looking at Among Us pictures.
This is deep into Adrian's psyche.
Welcome, folks. This is 90% of Adrian's day. This, if he leaves,
this image speaks to me.
Yeah.
Amogus goofy.
But yeah, I love that you're still clicking to stop, please. But yeah, no, that is an interesting game, and for it to have been such a crazy game,
Luigi
it's funny
Marciano
that it's
played
not,
it.
Yeah. But it's funny that it's not
ironic.
Did you? I saw something recently. Look, I don't know if we want to get into the Luigi thing, but they had a perp walk with him.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yo,
they're not doing a good job at making the public dislike this man.
Yeah, it was like they almost paraded him around.
Yeah, it has the same energy as the Trump photo,
dude. Like, a little bit.
Fucking it's hard to hate. Like,
yeah, a little bit,
fucking
dude.
Tough.
Yeah.
Europeans watching Americans fix a healthcare problem with firearms.
Yeah, just what?
Yeah.
Told you needed them. Yeah. Yeah, then now we have all these drones flying around.
Well, what's up with that? What is? I keep seeing all the Instagram posts of like New Jersey drones. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, yeah. Now they're over PA, and
are
they're
are these like enthusiast drones, or are these not enthusiast
drones?
drones?
No one really knows.
That's interesting and not good.
Well, no, I think that the government knows because
the little hair twirl you threw over Adrian's way. Oh, okay, that's right.
The tinfoil hat.
No, we just pass it around.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, if the government says we know we have acknowledged that there's drones in the air and they're not a threat, they're fine. We're not going to shoot them down.
That's not good.
So that means it's probably theirs.
I mean,
I wouldn't
I've
shoot
seen a
my
lot of
own
people
drone
saying
down.
that,
like
the government could stop this if it wanted to.
Does China do this?
Well,
China put a weather balloon over us.
I was going to say that was a great.
Do they do it over their own people? Though? They have enough CCTV,
I've seen videos. I've seen videos of Chinese like taking down unauthorized drones with a fucking
the nets. Yeah.
No. I've seen this video. No, not a net. It's a gun that just shoots a land command over the radio waves.
What's a land command? Oh.
Yeah.
I watched him. He pointed at it, pulled the trigger, and the drone just went.
That's interesting. Yeah, it can't be that hard to fucking.
No, you just flood every radio
the
wave,
right secret
every
the
frequency with the command to land, and the thing just
yes, sir.
Just an Alt F4, right?
Yeah. That's fucking cool, actually. I mean, but is it like something to look? I'm not super in the know, but like, is that a problem?
Well, I would say that it would be.
There is another problem.
Yeah. So here's
they're not the ones with the grenades on them. So
well, I mean, I think
true.
I think just like the surveillance in its own, or just like having drones.
Well, if it's government, then that sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what else?
But here's the thing: we're already surveilled in public. You walk out the street, they know where your car is.
Well, now you know that if you want to disappear, just go to Central Park in New York.
Why it happens in Central?
Because there's no cameras there. That's how
there's
Luigi
no cameras?
initially got away.
Oh,
he went into Central Park. Apparently, that's the other thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, we're back.
So apparently, the cops in New York were like, "Yeah, we found his jacket, we found his backpack, and all that."
Jacket's doing numbers
and then,
on sale.
yeah, absolutely. So are
numbers.
Luigi, just merchandise in general.
Yeah, in general, it's crazy.
Yeah, they said that he dropped his jacket, he dropped his bag, and then left, and that's why they couldn't find him because he changed outfits. He went to a blind spot in the surveillance system because there's not many cameras in Central Park. Changed outfits basically, and then left, and that's how he got away. And then they find him in a McDonald's 5 days later wearing the same outfit with the same backpack and the weapon on him and a manifesto. That sounds a little suspect.
Yeah, it is a little too cookie cutter clean.
They said he dropped the jacket in the backpack, and then they found him in the jacket in the backpack.
Well, that happens all the time. Like their news report starts off, there was 5 shots heard, and then there was only 2.
There were pictures of the backpack.
That's crazy.
From evidence.
That's pretty crazy. That's tinfoil hatty for sure.
Yeah, but I guess even like from what you're saying, where it's like it's misconstrued, because perhaps he had another backpack, and like there was a decoy backpack. So like
Well, if I had a decoy backpack, I'd have a different backpack.
True. No, I don't know.
Well, I get it, and I also think that if you're going to
plans this kind of stuff, so
yeah, if you are actually on the run, like I feel like going to McDonald's and then just sitting in McDonald's.
I wouldn't go. That's what I'm saying. Like back to the CCTV thing, McDonald's would probably be one of the last places.
Did you see Burger King's response to that?
Dude,
no.
Yeah. Dude.
All it was we don't snitch.
That's crazy. The overwhelming response on this has been not good. Like it makes.
Also, the person who did snitch didn't even get like the reward because they didn't report it to the FBI, so they didn't get the $10,000.
Yeah, that is so nuts.
Way to be like
I would like to they fucking will actually
yeah, exactly, yeah.
But
they will actually him.
But again, just to like disclaimer, I don't support vigilante violence, but I understand.
Yeah.
I won't even go as far to say that while we're being recorded. It's not the way I would have gone about it necessarily, but has it made a stir in the news? Is it getting possibly what he's aiming for? Yeah.
Did United
companies are
Health
taking their CEOs off of their fucking
Did Blue Cross Blue Shield roll back a policy that they wouldn't pay for all the anesthesia.
Was it not the company that had the largest numbers of refusals?
Oh yeah, I mean, me and Keith talked about it last time. They employed an AI that would auto reject people.
Yeah,
what is it? 90% of the fucking time.
What is it? Deny,
depose.
No. What is it? It's like a 3-word deny
and
something.
That's what he had on his bullet cases.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Deny, defend, depose.
Yeah. No, that's the one I saw. The deny, delay, depose.
Oh, delay.
Or
defer.
the one I saw was deny, delay, defer.
This is a book that was written about the healthcare industry.
Interesting.
And that's what he based that on.
It's a rough fucking position to be in because where everybody obviously agrees with the message, the delivery was a bit fucking wild.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's tough.
Yeah, dude.
You don't want. This is not the status quo. This is the precedent we don't want to
see.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, and I talked about this before, probably in the podcast that we cut down significantly. But I think it made in there. I made it in there was anytime you look at a policy or a precedent, and you think, oh, that's great. Stop for a second and imagine if the other side starts playing by those rules.
Yeah, flip it.
Yeah.
So being so close-minded.
Yeah.
So on its surface,
cool. Yeah.
On its surface, no more hate speech. You're not allowed to say racist things. Sounds great, but then what if the other side gets that? Now that's speech and thought control. You don't want that.
Yeah. And this is where I agree. But to be fair, though, there's also no way that this would have been litigated. So there's a lot of things that need to be fixed.
Sure.
That this hopefully, I guess...
It's an unorthodox method of correct.
Again, we don't want this to become the norm, but at the same time, I'm really glad that a lot of the other CEOs are like, oh, maybe we need to... Yeah. McDonald's has that $5 meal deal out now.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They brought back snack wraps.
Yeah. Arizona iced tea is like, you guys sweating?
Dude, I'll tell you what,
Costco CEO and Arizona CEO are like laughing at all of this.
Is it true that if you tell them, look, I'm not a rap, but I might be soon. Is it true that if you tell Arizona that a store is selling their stuff for 99, I'm about to. What do I get out of this? Because
I've got some
stores. Got some dirt.
I've got some dirt, dude. I'm an Arizona tea connoisseur of sorts.
Is that $1.29 before tax?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But great, you see me with my Wawa in my hand all the day. But if I can enjoy
on
in Arizona, I'm gonna enjoy in Arizona. But
if you raise the price of the fucking hot dog, I will kill you.
Costco, yeah.
No, those guys are sitting pretty right now. They're like, you guys run your companies in a way that makes people hate you?
I saw the one that I'm thinking of is a store that I frequent. They have a deal going on for 2 of the Arizonas for $2.29. I'll give it to them on that. But that's if you buy them together. If you buy them separately, I think it's like probably $1 something, $1.40.
It's 99 cents. It should be 2 for $2.
It should be $1.98 total for
no quarter, no mercy.
Exactly, but they're I don't know, man. I get it. Times is tough, but give my Arizonas back to 99.
Right, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Arizona said they already make enough money. All their shit's paid off. They don't have debt. They have no need to raise the price.
Yeah.
That's how companies should be run.
Yeah,
why is this every year?
I think Arizona's not publicly traded.
That's what it is.
So there's no shareholder pressure.
The shareholder pressure is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not about you can't have a steady income. It has to be steady growth.
Yeah.
Every year you have to grow a certain amount. It's like, how is that sustainable?
And it's like by any means necessary or you're failing.
And I don't understand that. God forbid you plateau on top. That's not enough.
Yeah.
You need to fucking
if you plateau on top, people might catch up to you.
I guess, but to have that model, you're just going to be pumping companies out.
Well, that's why we have the enshittification of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's actually a very interesting topic because Jersey Mike's just got bought.
By who?
Well, guess.
Subway?
No. Well, technically speaking,
Quiznos?
because I forget what it's Quiznos, dude.
You guys remember the Fever Dream Quiznos commercial, right?
No.
Okay, we'll get to that after.
Yeah, so Jersey Mike's got bought, and I think that it, I might butcher this, some kind of like equity something.
Okay, they're
something
done. Yeah, I figured Quiznos
purchase. I'm not.
Oh, you're saying they got hired by like a DEI purchase?
No. Like, they got bought by
purchased
like a big company like Blackstreet or Vanguard.
some sort of like hedge fund equity
Like a hedge
thing.
what?
I forget what they're called. No,
What's
that's what they
their
do.
game?
That's what they do. That's why Quiznos is gone.
Yeah,
and
so
Red Lobster went like bankrupt.
they-
These
That's the one
companies-
that pumps these out?
They buy these companies and then they run them into the
$8
ground while
billion.
cashing out of them.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. They rug pull these companies?
Pretty
Basically.
much. I mean, it's
Huh.
complicated. Honestly, I did just send us a video on the Instagram because I just saw it today while I was pooping.
Nice.
Shout out.
Yeah.
So,
Shout out movement.
Shout out to my
Yeah.
shit.
Shout out
because
BMs, baby.
It's coming in handy today. So, but yeah, so
BMs all day and we ain't
But-
talking baby mamas.
So, but they sold for $8 billion, which is crazy,
Jesus.
dude. Like, I mean, like I didn't realize
Well,
how
I guess
big
when you're
Jersey
selling
Mike's.
It can't be that big.
Yeah.
That just seems like the same thing where they're buying these houses
Right.
way over asking price.
Yeah. So, but this guy like goes
Ew.
through and like kind of breaks down how you can make money off of it. But yeah, you're right. They
How-
literally just hemorrhage money out
What
of these
are
companies.
the rules for monopolies? How have they not kicked in yet?
Well, and so they have
Lobbyists.
actually.
I don't
Well, yes,
fucking
true.
get
They
this.
have, but Apple or somebody. Wait, I have it written down.
Oh,
somebody,
yeah?
somebody just got sued.
For
United
monopolizing?
Healthcare just got a bill.
Honda and
put in
Nissan
front of it.
are merging. How is that not a start
you
of a
still got
monopoly?
GM and Ford
Oh,
and
are they
Stellantis.
merging? We
It's
just talking about
talks, there's
Nissan
talks.
closing down.
They're
Wow.
talking about
Yeah,
There's
I
rumors,
have a
there's
vested
whispers.
interest in this.
They
so-
chirping. They chirping.
This is a real Quiznos commercial.
That
by
is,
the way.
I do remember this commercial.
This was on TV.
Oh, and not only potato quality audio, but video as well. That's awesome. Was this was pre-Gen Z, so this was our
No,
doing.
this was like
This was millennials doing.
no. This might be Gen X because we were young.
How
Yeah.
young were we?
DOJ sues Apple for monopoly. That was
Yeah,
a while
no,
ago.
we talked about that.
How is
we?
Apple a monopoly? Well, they're not a monopoly.
it wasn't-
It's a single company.
The
They
blue
just
bubble alone.
No, it wasn't necessarily. It was
How's that
them
their
being a monopoly.
fault,
It was
though?
them
Yeah.
being them committing like anti-competitive practices, and it had to do with I think
what's
with
an anti-competitive practice?
well, you make it harder for other people to enter the market.
How is it harder for somebody else to enter the phone market?
It was bullshit. I 100% believe it was bullshit. And I think it was retaliation because Apple refused to put a back door in their system for the government.
Okay, that makes sense. They
But-
do this all the time. Yeah.
Just,
Here we
just in
go,
case,
baby.
just in case,
They
we
do this
gotta-
all the time.
just in case. But supposedly it stemmed from like the green text, blue text
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
That's
they were
huge.
being like
That's why-
purposefully exclusionary.
Well,
to
that's just
Android.
but that's on the user base though. That's a user base
No,
thing.
it that kind of does hold a
does.
bit of water. There are standards, and Apple has
I
their
will
very
never
own
go
special
back.
standard.
Well,
for
you
messaging.
It works.
Yeah,
it works.
No. I make every
I don't
single
wanna
time
be
I see
green.
green text on my phone. I'm like, yeah,
Ew.
hey,
Yeah.
I don't speak poor.
Smells
dude.
like pour in here.
It smells
No,
like
I'm messing.
porn
I'm
in
messing.
here.
But like,
I'm messing, but I have two iPhones, and where this is being
didn't buy
recorded,
one of them, though.
this is being recorded on an Apple.
Yeah.
but in
iMac,
my mind, the
so-
Apple monopoly isn't like the CBS monopoly, or
Or-
the companies that own that are the CBS is owned by.
Or the oil
It's-
manufacturing
right, like,
companies.
That's a monopoly in the
my
fact that its
favorite.
user base is so like
tighten it,
Right, like-
bulletproof.
yeah, it's they're not selling to specific people. People are just buying
and
that
that's-
in mass.
that's
Like it's
the
not
thing.
really anybody else.
I know.
There are other
there is a difference.
availables.
There's supposed to be a difference
Yeah.
between engaging in anti-competitive actions and just being so good that you just
Right.
get the market
That's-
share.
that's
and
where
there
I'm
should
at
be a
with it.
distinction.
but it's hard to look at because I know that you hate Amazon and you don't think it's very user
Amazon
friendly.
completely engages in anti-competitive practices.
Yeah,
and
that's a
should
monopoly.
be like
That's
looked
a
at
monopoly.
under
They're
monopoly.
actively
like,
buying other companies to just dismantle them.
But my only case for that is that like I, as a person who does also use Amazon, I think it's pretty user friendly. I think it's pretty easy.
yeah, but it's
I don't
being
think that it's
anti-competitive.
that's fine. But
Yeah.
what my only point is that like, is it just like
no, on the
everything
fence.
that we need? Because like that's just one company that's really good, and like, yeah, it sucks that like
They
it's
will
the
take
only-
a product someone else is making and then make it dirt cheap, sell it at a loss until they drive that person out of business, and then they raise the price back up.
Yeah,
That
so
is
there's-
anti-competitive
yeah.
behavior.
So
there's the
in
bad part.
That's where the they're not so good that they have to be used. They're so good because they bury everybody below them.
Yeah.
Where Apple doesn't. As far I don't know for sure.
Apple's not selling the iPhone at a fucking loss.
Yeah,
That's
they're
for damn
not
sure.
buying Androids and selling the iOS Android at a loss to bury Androids.
Yeah.
Whereas Amazon is actively just getting rid of these other manufacturers and sales places. Like, Amazon's a great company. It's super user-friendly, but that's because they're huge. They have somebody that's just working on the website constantly.
Actually, I think they're fucking terrible user-friendliness. Like, for how much money they make, they could afford to have the best fucking UI ever.
I will say my mom, actually, she was asking me, because my phone's old. I have like an 11 Pro Max or something, and I've been just limping this bad boy along for a while. So she's like, oh, Christmas is coming up. And I'm like, Mom, I'm 31. Like, this doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But she sent me a link to, there's like an Amazon affiliate deals website that was set up horribly. Like, I used it for 2 minutes, and I was like, Mom, I don't understand how the hell you use it. There's no search at all. You just got to scroll through everything and find what you're looking for.
No, you want...
It's for deals
TikTok
only,
shop?
though, so I'll give it to them for that. Like,
Well, we don't TikTok, so...
I don't. Yeah, I'm like an adult. I see
No
it 2
one
weeks
here
later on
TikTok.
Instagram.
I don't TikTok either, but apparently the TikTok shopping has gone hard.
What do you mean shopping? How do you shop
So
off TikTok?
like you know how
QVC?
you know how
Is it
you
new
get
age?
ads on
They got
Instagram.
They got
Gen
turquoise
Z, QVC.
Yeah, they got turquoise
Dude,
jewelry.
it's Gen Z QVC.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds
fucking
like.
hilarious. Yeah, that's actually what it is, and it's working.
factual.
I have a few people that have let me know that it is working too well.
So you can buy off. Well,
Yeah.
isn't TikTok going away?
No,
Is that not the
I think so.
consensus?
We never covered that, but it did get bought, didn't it? It's
No, it's not
still around.
Not that it was bought. I thought the whole Trump thing.
They had
was
to
like,
have
he's
like an
against-
American owner
Yeah,
in order
yeah,
to
yeah.
stay in the U.S. or something. I don't know whatever happened to that. They probably just dropped it.
I thought that was a big thing in the news when Trump when they said that he was going to become the president. They were like, "There goes TikTok."
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to affect my day to day.
yeah.
Turbo and Cabulator.
This is
Yo,
not
that's
gonna...
the greatest video ever. I actually
is this?
I follow a page now where that but that posts a bunch of that techno jargon stuff. It's so great. I used one in I work on cars. We had a car come in. I won't say the company, but a car came in from a used car company, like a big one. And they have technicians there, but they're not like dealer technicians or anything. So this was a dealership car. It's sent to me. I'm a dealership technician. They had an issue with the trunk. The rear trunk didn't open. So when you hit the button, nothing happened. You couldn't do the thing or anything. It wouldn't do any of it. So I take off the pad. I notice nothing's working at all. Everything else is perfectly fine. The camera works, turn signals, lights, and all that works. So there's not like maybe an electrical for the main harness. So I take the panel off and I look, and it's just unplugged. The rear button is straight up unplugged.
Oh, shit.
Oh, a high impedance air gap?
That's exactly what I wrote. I wrote, what the hell? It was a high impedance air gap, and there was another techno jargon I put in there. It sounded so legitimate.
I have one of those.
When your service writer comes back, you're like, what kind of shit are you trying to pull?
Yeah, exactly.
I said that to
And
that
I was
woman.
like, look, I was like, there was a high impedance air gap. Fix the massive resistance between the component and the connector. Oh, I tested for power and ground at connector, found proper voltage at connector, found 0 voltage at the component. That was unplugged.
I did something like that at work.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a beer real quick. Keep going.
Oh no, this I don't know if I told you this, but you need to be part of this story because this happened where we were.
We're gonna have to get those mobile mics.
Yeah.
So you can keep in the chat.
But so that one site we have that's falling apart.
Do you want to refill that to a tree, please?
You know the one site we have that's like falling apart, right, Keith? It's the one that
He's like,
Colin's been
which
spending
one of
a
them?
lot of time at. Specifically,
I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but also yes, sure. Yeah.
yes. But do you?
You don't say the actual name.
No, I'm not going to. But it replaced the one site we had that shut down very abruptly earlier this year.
Yep.
So you know which one I'm talking about now, right?
One site. Wait, was it?
It's the one site we have that's completely falling apart. It replaced another site that we had that shut down very, very abruptly earlier this year.
Yes. Yeah.
So you know which one I'm talking about now. Yeah. So I went there. They were having an issue with a unit that just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And when I got there, it was an alarm for some bullshit.
Sure.
So I turned it off and turned it back on, and it started working fine.
Nice.
And the guy running the site at the time, it wasn't Steve. It was before Steve. I forget his name.
Yeah.
He asked me, like, what did you do that the guys couldn't do? The facility guys couldn't do.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, like, not throw them under the bus that bad. And just, I turned the damn thing off and on.
Yeah.
I literally texted him.
Oh, that's what it was. Cycled the power. Yeah.
I texted him. I facilitated a temporary high-impedance air gap in the power supply to cause the controller to dump the data in a specific memory cache, which resolved a false error in the controller in regards to monitoring the supply fan VFD.
I turned it off and on again. I turned it off and on again.
That is so good.
50 words.
Can you honestly just send that to me? Because I'm going to keep it in my notes.
It's the best thing ever. Because anybody else, you just look. What is it? It's
like as per my last email kind of text.
If you can't convince them with your logic, baffle them with your bullshit. Or something
exactly.
Like that.
It works so well.
What was his response?
In other words, you replace the flux capacitor, Back to the Future joke. And then Connor was just like, I'm going to be honest, I read that text from Adrian and had to break out an engineering manual.
Yeah.
He turned it off and on.
Here, I'm just going to screenshot it and send it to you.
Yeah, that's great.
It's in the work text,
that's
too. That's
so
hilarious.
Good.
Yeah, that was a to the client.
Yeah. Mine wasn't to the client.
Yeah.
I just closed my line out with it. I feel like I took a picture, but it's just, I'm not going to search it.
Yeah. That is so funny. Bro, that's too good.
Yeah, I love techno jargon.
Oh, it's so
Techno
fun. It
jargon's
works
good.
so well.
I've pulled that on tech support at Kia. Because they're wasting my fucking time. I'm going to waste theirs.
Yeah. It's so perfect.
Oh, and I do remember the Turbo Encabulator
Yeah, but that's
video.
where that stems from. I don't know, have you ever seen the Turbo Encabulator?
But I remember we had friends at ATC who hadn't taken the automatic transmission class, and I showed them that video. I showed my friend that video. I'm like, once you have the automatic transmission class, you'll understand everything in this video.
You'll get this. This is a Chrysler Turbo Encabulator.
Oh no, I think it was this one right here.
Yeah, that's two.
There's multiple versions.
Yeah.
Same
They
guy.
redid it.
Yeah, it was this one. We can cut this out if we need to, but you just need to see this.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be allowed, but...
establishes new standards for reliability, durability, and quality. With customer needs as our primary focus, work is proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an
So this is legitimate.
No.
Yeah. If you took the automatic transmission class at ATC, you'd totally understand this.
automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters.
There we are.
Is the turbo encabulator.
Okay, I got it.
Basically, the only new principle involved is that
Magneto reluctance.
By the relative motion of conductors and fluxes.
And fluxes.
The modal interaction of
Yeah, yeah.
magnetoreluctance.
Well, I think I've got the gist of it.
Duractance.
Prefabulated amulet.
Because I do feel like this is I get it, and I feel like this is going to be terrible for anybody who's listening to the
No,
podcast.
that's what I said. You can totally just cut this
Well,
out.
I mean, I think it's probably better
No, you
suited
need
that
to-
I watch it later.
No,
I
you need to
get
see
I
it
get
now.
the idea. All right. Honestly, this probably is a good point because it's I have been enjoying when we get a clap or two in between.
Just to help you synchronize.
Yeah, then like the way that they get exported, sometimes it does help.
There's
So
some
if we're really interested in taking a couple minutes,
Yeah, a little
let's-
inside baseball.
Yeah.
That was helpful.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know, but to jump back in, 'cause something reminded me.
Oh, we
of,
started with the Turbo Encabulator.
Yeah,
Techno
We moved
babble.
because you guys didn't want to see
yeah. You guys,
Watch it on your own. It's funny, but
yeah. If
I promise,
if you're
it's all
into that.
real. It's legit. If you learn about automatic transmissions, you'll know what they're talking about.
Yeah, the thing
Can't
how
have side fumbling. Differential side fumbling.
vein issues and
I stumbled upon a new Mr. Beast video, and I know that Mr.
He's
Beast
got
was
an Amazon show coming out.
well. That's what I was going to bring up.
when he rented the pyramids. I saw that.
Well, dude, so my
guy's
whole
crazy.
thing, he's crazy.
He's crazy.
dude.
He's like, actually-
so
He's also going
that's
through
where I
being
wanted to.
canceled.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
going through being
He's doing the
canceled.
Squid Game thing,
but he's
too.
still doing like tons of videos. So I'm like, I'm not sure where that legality sits of like what happened, and I haven't even looked into like what he did or what they're
Well,
accusing him of. But let me just put this out there because this is why I brought it up. So the new Amazon show that he's got. I know personally when I look at all these videos, like I'm like my gut reaction, which like for all intents and purposes, like with all due respect, it feels like there's just this rich guy who's playing with poor people. Like, right? Like, but I mean, and again, like, is that every game show?
Yeah,
Is
I mean,
it
at
like
the end
every
of it,
fear
yeah.
factor? Is it
It's
like
anybody
every?
who nobody's doing it because they have money.
Yeah,
Like,
and they want like their 5 minutes of fame, like
Yeah,
on screen. But like at the same time, I'm like,
well,
like,
what's he
bro,
doing? What's his what's the premise of this time?
Well, so this time there's so much stuff that he's doing. So it's all there's too much to even point out. But the one thing that I saw is that like he was like dropping people like through the floor.
Yeah, that's the Squid Games thing, though. I thought, wasn't it?
Maybe it doesn't.
Well,
look,
no,
it doesn't
that
look
was a
like Squid
YouTube
Games.
series that he did.
No, I know. I thought he's
recreated,
doing it again. He's doing like a newer one.
Well, so
now.
he's got like 1,000 people that
Yeah.
are all standing on
Yeah,
these
he dropped them
squares,
all
and
in
they
a
have to like
fucking-
figure
yeah.
out who to sacrifice. And if you can't figure out someone to sacrifice, he drops them all.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is that like of all things that he's wearing an all black suit with like a hoodie.
So there's some
he
symbolism
looks
in there?
like a villain.
well,
I mean, Adrian, can you pull that up, please? Just try to just look up. You
Mr.
probably just go on to
Beast
YouTube, Mr. Beast, and then just put Amazon. Well, even there, look at that first picture. He's always wearing black, which like again, I'm also a guy who wears black all the time, but I'm also
does he
a
wear
millionaire
sweatshirts
who's
and-
making
he
poor
wears
people
like
do stuff for
normal
cash.
long sleeve sweaters all the time too. So
But he's also wearing black
all
like,
right, well,
all of the
it's
time.
Squid Games. I thought so.
Yeah,
It's Squid Games
it's
adjacent.
Squid Games esque. Maybe the consequences aren't quite as dire.
Yeah,
But
obviously
he's
they're not
he's wearing
dying.
black, and look at all these photos. Like if you can just like scroll back, like if you scroll back up, like every single
He's
photo.
the game master. He looks like a game. All right, that's a hooded. He's got a hood and a
He's
suit
got a
on.
hooded suit.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Dude.
So he's got an image to keep, obviously. I
Yeah,
think
and
the
that's the
hoodie,
thing.
That's
I think
very
his
Squid
casual,
Games
yeah.
looking.
I think his
Yeah.
casual look is why he also has like the hood with the suit. I think that's what that means. The black aspect of it, you may be going into
I'm
too much.
probably
like,
looking too far
right?
into it.
Why were the windows blue in the poem type? Like,
yeah.
but
Yeah. No, I probably am looking like a little too far into it, but like literally at every moment, like in all these
I'll
pictures,
give
he's
you.
wearing black. I don't know. It just feels weird. I just like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a happy vibe. And he's all, and
Yeah,
like,
no, this right here looks dystopian as fuck.
that's just he literally drops like 100 people in a row. Like there's just a row of people, and they just boop, like,
Yeah.
they just disappear.
yeah. And like, even in this, there's a clip where he's like, and now this is where the real mind games begin.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're playing with people's minds over cash. Like you've dangled a carrot in front of these people and
Yeah.
like dance.
It is crazy that he has these,
and people
like-
sign up. People sign
Yeah,
up. So like
yeah.
they're all willing to do it. And like, look, it's $5
so are
million.
the people in Squid Games.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, but like, all I'm saying is that like it just feels weird. It just like, and what a crazy
It's
like.
not weird until he starts making them do weird things. Then
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Oh yeah,
okay.
sure. Yeah.
But that's inevitable in my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah, because
Like-
like you said earlier, this is every like
Fear
game
factor.
show type thing
Yeah.
or survival esque
Sure.
challenge, The Amazing Race, shit like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
clout
sure.
corrupts. Absolute clout corrupts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But like he didn't need to go like full like villain mode on us though either.
Are we the baddies?
Yeah.
The bad guys are always the best well dressed.
well, I mean, the Nazis had Hugo Boss make
it.
their fucking uniforms.
We're not going to say that they weren't some well dressed gentlemen. The fit went hard. The
Yeah.
message went a little harder.
Yeah. Yeah. So we didn't go fully into the drones either, but
Oh yeah, we did kind of talk about.
yeah, we kind of
The drones over the
glazed
US.
over it. Yeah.
I mean,
so,
well, the thing is, there's not much confirmed information.
know.
About
Yeah,
it. It's all
I know.
speculation.
Still too spectacle.
well, this is the
There
one-
is a problem coming out of that though, and it's
Right.
kind of funny if you ask me. So people have taken to like shooting at the drones,
actively
but
shooting them. With
here's the
weapons.
issue.
Yeah.
Now people are seeing airplane lights and going drones, and they're like shining
Well,
lasers at
I
airplanes
have
and shooting
seen
at
that
airplanes.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So also, I speaking of the drones and airplanes, they do have lights on them, like the same lights that you would see on a plane.
Well, yeah, because when you get a
So, and
drone
they're
that's of a
also-
certain size and flies
you
of a
need
certain
to,
altitude,
yeah.
you need those indicator lights. Like it's FAA
But it,
regulated.
yeah, I was about to
okay,
say
but
it's
if,
FAA thing.
if the three of us were like, let's go fly some drones, would we be like, hey, the first thing we got to do is make sure that it has the lights on it?
No, we would have hobbyist drones. Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have smaller drones.
And if you broke those rules, the FAA would come down on you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah, exactly. So unless somebody's so organized that they want to make sure that, like, as a civilian, like, if that's what they're thinking, this is going on, and it's not the government, then like,
Not the government.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Well, I mean, like
dude,
we-
they're following the law
like we
and they're
said-
flying around, and the government's not shooting them down. It's the government. And now
Like we
here's the-
said, the government could stop stop this if they want to.
Sure, absolutely. And you brought up a good thing about like a good point about the weather balloon. I mean that thing floated for like
we also allowed
within
that for
like
some reason.
within like
Then we shot
like,
with an F-22.
Yeah, dude, we had eyes on it like miles before.
Well, yeah, while it was over the ocean before it even came like into our international like territory.
Yeah. So, for these drones that have been around, and honestly, I have to bring this up because Holly and I saw them, and Holly saw it first.
You saw an actual drone?
So when we were leaving,
it's like real.
Well, I mean, so we were in New Jersey.
One of the unknown drones?
No,
Why is it Jersey?
We were in New Jersey.
If
leaving.
I was gonna spy over any people, it
Well, no,
wouldn't
I
be
just saw an
fucking
article.
New Jersey people.
I just saw an article saying that drones were flying around Fort Bragg.
That makes more sense. Oh, is that in New Jersey?
I don't know.
Fort Bragg is in New York.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like,
well, so here's
is the last group of people that I'd have
Well,
That's
any
what it is.
interest
It's low
in.
stake,
Like,
so no one's really
it's
going to
the lowest
respond.
stake.
It's the boiling frog. They're just going to keep
Yeah.
encroaching more and more, and we won't do anything. It's like, they're only a mile away.
You
from
know
where
what?
they were
It's
before.
the worst place to start, which means it's the best place to start.
Yeah. So when we were in New Jersey, we were leaving Club Blue, so we were leaving like the
Are you
English
sure
Town
those weren't
Raceway.
just like drones over the track?
Positive.
Fair.
So this is, and I was completely dismissive because Holly is very, she's interested in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime like she sees it, she's like, oh shit. So
Minor
she's
conspiracy theorist.
a minor. So she was looking at them and like it's just this, and I saw it too. But I was like, I'm driving and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the trees, but I'm like it's just this one big white ball of light. And she's like, no, there's another one and it's going up to it. And it went like straight up to this other one, and then she said it just
drones surveilling drones.
yeah, and then she said it just went like far to the left, and like it just like cruised over like while we're driving, like, and I was like, I feel like you probably saw something
Yeah.
weird, like I don't know, like we're driving, like it's whatever. Then we get out onto the highway, and then we can see them, and then there was 4 of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So then, and like now we're driving, and we're like, and it looks like we're driving. The perception.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
weird. It's
yeah.
like we're driving
You got
towards them,
parallax on that
and
shit.
Holly's like, she's like, no, like they're kind of moving all over the place. There's no way we're moving
Yeah.
fast enough towards them to where like it makes sense that we're like at some point we're gonna pass them. It's like none of that. It's like they're like moving all over the place, and like some of them are just like disappearing. And she's like, no, this is crazy. So she looked into it, and then she was like, oh, okay. So like it does, like articles say that the New Jersey police has like surveillance drones,
Yeah.
and then
For,
like they're
highways and stuff.
well, yes,
yeah, this road is
exactly.
enforced by air.
Well, yeah, exactly. And like most of it, what the article was saying, because this is a long ride, so she's reading and reading and reading.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
most of it was saying that they just want to like just surveil the turnpike and just see traffic. They want to know like when there's accidents before
Why do you need
there's
a
accidents.
drone though? Like, would not a
Well,
a static CCTV
well, the same way
camera
that-
like do the same thing?
Well, I guess because drones can be relocated.
yeah,
So,
but
yeah,
an
they can
issue.
move
then
all
just
over
put
the
like
place.
that seems a bit.
I know,
strange.
it
Like,
does-
You can just put a bunch of cameras around.
Oh yeah,
That's
because
just-
I'd love a bunch of cameras fucking everywhere all the time.
Well,
Well,
you say
but
you-
what's the difference in having a fucking?
Oh, I hate
mobile,
both of them.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
well,
hate
listen-
both of them.
Yeah, well, this is my perspective. Like, I would say, like, what makes this easier is that, like, I mean, imagine the infrastructure that it would take to have to put up all those cameras,
Yeah.
and the maintenance, and you can just fly 4 drones over the stretch of like 100 miles.
yeah. For
You
Look,
know,
10
all I'm
minutes,
saying
you
is
get
I
what
drive a
I'm
very
saying.
recognizable car. I don't need them knowing how fast I'm going.
Yeah, and I don't know. And then they're not tracking people's speed. Like the article was just
They
saying
say
that like
they're
they're
not.
they're
what do you mean?
surveilling,
Yeah.
and that there's accidents or if there is crime,
Then
they
they'll have
use them
the
like
first,
helicopters.
Yeah, it's like the first active.
So then
Can
they're
you
like,
imagine you get into an accident and they'll do not worry, I'm here to help.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Yeah, but I mean, just like the like, oh, we're live from Chopper 6, on the ABC News.
Chopper 6, it's a drone.
Yeah, but exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, it was like the helicopters were like a big part of this. Like now, drones are cheaper,
Yeah, if you
smaller.
want to go like first responder
Yeah,
type style,
exactly.
I get it. Like they'll be there, they'll
far
be
more
active.
economical. There's no like chopper fuel or even a pilot you have to pay. I mean, you got to
Well,
pay
you
the
have to pay
pilot.
the pilot.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
you,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a pilot.
Yeah.
Expensive.
But still, regardless,
Give him $35 and a McChicken, he'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like,
So we dismissed it, and then like 2 weeks later, people were like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, and then like a couple weeks went by, and there's like tons of these articles, and it wasn't until like 2 weeks.
it's been getting like
Yeah, 2 weeks ago now. Like
Yeah.
now, it's like, dude, like people can't shut the fuck up about it. Like
Yeah.
now,
Everybody
Trump's
knows
talking
about the
about
drones
it.
in
Like
New Jersey,
the
yeah.
government's making the comments on it, and like you were saying, they're all over the place. So now here's the point that I have no way of confirming. People are saying that, yep, put it on.
yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, effective.
So people are saying that they have spotted these drones and there's no heat signatures.
What would be a hot
they're
point of a drone?
Well,
The motors at
they're
least
not.
would be a
It's
little
not that they're
hot.
cloaked, but like it's it kind of ties into a lot of the same.
This is a military drone.
It ties into a lot of the same attributes, characteristics that like UFOs and
Show me a
things
heat
have.
signature of a normal drone though. Like
It,
what do we?
it
how
definitely does. Yeah, we gotta. Fix that.
Yeah,
Gotta
it needs some
reform it.
adjustments.
Here, let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, reform it.
Yeah,
Not to
give
the
it-
guy.
give it-
You're both
give it a
wearing
little-
hats. It can't be me.
I know.
have a
I'm
bun.
wearing
Like,
a hat.
Yeah,
and
it's not
fucking up
gonna.
this hat. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not. Obviously, there has to be some heat. Like, there's no way that the motors on a drone
Yeah,
don't.
but if you
enter-
take the motor, right, and then you just have a small little thing around it, boom, there goes your heat. It's not generating like BTUs of heat. It's
But
generating
it should
some,
be- it
sure.
would be seen. It's
But the
not-
second you put a small
Look at that.
that can't be. That's not correct. That drone is reading the legs of the drone are 36 degrees Celsius. No, something's
Well,
wrong with that.
It depends. I think that it also depends on like how you're.
Because look at the card. The card
It
doesn't.
depends-
The back of the car doesn't show up red. So that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like, there's-
that scale will
that's
change with intensity. So if there's a high point that's like
Yeah.
way higher, this will all fade down.
But that still doesn't look correct. You can't tell me that the whole drone isn't.
Well, okay,
ambient
but
temperature.
the argument being
can't
still
come
that something should be shown, and
They're
what
just
people are
highlighting it
saying,
for like the look. There's no way that every. I'm with you guys. I agree that there may be a small heat signature at the motors, but you can't sit there and show me the legs, the landing gear, and every component of a drone
yeah, I'm not gonna
has
lie
a
to you.
heat signature.
It
Like
does.
that's
and not only that, but it didn't even like look like
like that's how heat signatures show up. Like the one where the person has the thing on top of them. That's accurate. You won't see the other stuff. You'll just see
they've
the
got
hot stuff.
they've
Like-
got this
Yeah,
foil
exactly.
shit around the drone.
Yeah, but I mean that's.
So yeah, so then it could be that it could be just that it's well insulated, but also there's been obviously
There's
there's
electricity.
So here's-
That says drone through thermal.
That's
Reddit. It's gotta be true.
Do you not think that that's at least a little egregious?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might be a little bit. It could be like a snapshot of like it adjusting.
If
you know?
that went like from inside to right outside, and then you took that shot,
Right.
Sure. Like if
Yeah,
it was
that makes
ambient
sense.
temperature from the interior,
But if
now
it's-
it's outside, it'll
yeah,
still
but if
be
it's
a
been
little
up there
warm.
for an hour,
It's gonna be it's
Yeah.
gonna be the temperature outside, except
should
for the
just
spots that
see-
are hot, like the motors, where I will agree.
You should
that,
see
there's
something.
no way because
Yeah.
that would be 36 degrees Celsius, which would be like 70,
No, that
80
could be
degrees.
36 degrees Fahrenheit.
You think it's 9 degrees Fahrenheit
a cold
outside in
day.
this photo?
Could be. Why wouldn't it be?
You're not wrong, but
Yeah.
even
Well-
still, that's 9 degrees to 80 degree. Like
yeah,
No, 9 degrees
well,
Fahrenheit
to
to
30
36
okay,
degrees
to
Fahrenheit.
36
Fahrenheit.
But still, that's like
it's fair. It's a fair assessment. I think both arguments still work. But my point is that now we all know that recently the government has come out talking about like, hey, like we've identified that like we actually have UFOs. Like the government's saying like look, we don't have anything. We can't say anything else. But like everything that people have been seeing, we've been seeing some of it. You know, and then tons of military pilots. You know, like the
Yeah, so you're
Dave-
expecting it to be like maybe like that.
kind of.
that
yeah,
looks more.
yes.
That does look more accurate. Yeah.
That is what I'm expecting to see.
Yeah.
But even still, I assume that's the background radiation showing the pole that hot. There's no way the pole is that hot. Even.
I mean, well,
Could be,
again,
if it's on.
again,
because look,
it's
look
the scale.
5 inches. This is where all the heat would be. There's no way that the middle of the part is cold and then it gets warmer.
So you
further
just
down.
think all fucking thermal images are fake? That's
No,
what I'm
I don't
getting.
think. No, I'm just there is
well,
a
okay, why is the
so-
bumper
no,
really
go,
hot?
go back.
So hang on,
Actually,
let's not get
there
hung
is a
up-
great photo of a drone. Scroll down a little bit. There it is. That is
That's
exactly
on the
what I'm
ground.
expecting.
It's not running.
But even still, the
Yeah,
motors
that's
are
true.
hot.
Yeah.
Look
is
at
true.
that.
It's
And
not
the front,
running.
all of that is
Well,
exactly what I'm expecting to
So
see in a heat
now,
signature
what
for a
if
drone.
now? Let's not get too hung up on the thermals. But what if, like, once it is running, that's so
bat.
much.
That's how a bat
so
would
much
look.
Thermal
of that,
transfer.
Yeah.
Exactly. So much of if it's been up there for long enough, so much of that heat does transfer through the entire thing down
But you
to
saw
the legs.
the pole. The pole got cold and then warm again, where all the heat would be up here. Then it got cold and somehow warm again. If thermal transfer was a thing, it'd be hot the whole way down the pole.
No, it's
Sure.
reflecting. It's reflecting IR light from the ground.
That's
below.
That's where I was going
Yeah.
with. It's the light from the ground. if I had to put my
But just to finish the
that's
full,
how I would see that.
Yeah.
That seems accurate to me.
But just to finish the full thought, so like if the military has seen a bunch of these things, and then there is some sort of because here's the argument. I'll just cut to the chase.
Yeah. We half hour worth of.
Yeah, the argument is that there's a fair argument to say that the technology today has slowed down. So as far as like innovation goes, like if you look at like decade jumps, like multi-decade jumps, and that it may have been done on purpose in like secretive matters, to where like the government has decided to pull like the smartest people along, and like the innovation is now on the hush hush.
I don't
to keep it away
necessarily
from foreign.
agree.
Well, let me just finish the full thought. And then this isn't mine. This is someone else's. It's not my thought. I'm just repeating things that I've heard online. So,
don't we all?
My favorite. So the idea that like if innovation has slowed down, people can point to where like it actually has like dropped off. Where like we have cool shit.
Yeah.
But like we're no longer looking at exponential growth. We're looking at like it's kind of drooped off. So if that is true, but what has actually happened is that like a bunch of these people who were really involved in that, or the people that are like dedicated to doing that, are all in dark rooms. And including into that is also like UFO technology, if they picked up anything, if they saw anything, or they back engineered anything like Bob Lazar talked about. And it's possible that all of these things that everyone's been seeing, like especially military pilots and like people in Mexico or New Mexico and off the and like military bases off the coast of California, what they've been seeing are our stuff. And like we've been trying to just keep it a secret, because if we let anybody know in America, that means that everybody else in the rest of the world's watching as well.
Yeah, it's the next step is them to copy.
So again,
efforts.
Like, I only take issue with the fact that whoever you're quoting or whatever says that innovation has slowed down. I disagree with that completely.
Yeah,
I don't. But I have a reason as well.
But it's always been the case that like our military projects are a decade or two ahead of what we see as
and that's
the
why I would
public.
say that
that's entirely separate. I mean, like 4 years ago, AI was nothing, and now we've got them making pretty convincing videos in like real time.
I would say, like, for me, the innovation may have stagnated because when was the last war we've been in? Like, we've actively been in a war.
Yeah.
That's what, like, really breeds innovation. Like, we've gotten tons of shit out of us having a common goal and us all fighting for it.
Yeah.
So, like, war gave us a time, and I wish I had, like, exact examples.
Sure.
But, like,
radar came about in World War II.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of cell phone advancements and stuff like that.
Well,
like, with
drones
the space
alone,
race.
drone attacks. How many drone attacks happened
all
between
of that
2016 and 2020?
Because of war. So because we haven't been, now granted, we've been in our fair share of like little micro war type
wars with a near peer.
Right, exactly. We're not. There's no World War III currently. So that's where I would say, like, if we were to get into a World War III, you best bet your ass 5 years after that war, we're getting some crazy shit out of that.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get some nice stuff.
Yeah.
Because the second,
the rate of progress might have
slowed.
might have
I wouldn't
slowed
say stagnate, but yeah,
compared
slowed.
to like World War II.
Yeah.
But like especially in the consumer like tech industry, shit's still moving along at light speed. Like
Well,
yeah, tech
and
is
like
definitely booming.
that's the, obviously it's not.
we haven't had any like fundamental paradigm shifting innovations in a while.
That's what I'm saying. So obviously, like the government has no way of just being like, okay, all science stops. Like, no, dude. Like we've kept moving, and like there's new innovations, and AI is a great example of something that like
didn't exist like half a decade ago, and now is
not even half a dude. Like you said, like in the last 4 years, like it was like almost a theory still, and then
you went
boom.
from being able to be like, wow, your hands are fucked up. That's obviously AI.
no. Like 4 years ago, we had chatbot.
What about
that website?
ChatGPT.
No, not ChatGPT.
No,
that
chatbot.
Yeah,
it was like a fucking website where you could like talk to an AI text bot thing.
Remember Ask Jeeves?
Yeah, so
how can I get a computer virus as fast as possible?
Download a RuneScape Dragon Scimitar for sure.
No, just download a cursor pack.
Yeah,
for your
any
PC.
cursor pack. Cursor pack.
And like so speaking of that, and again like this is an argument for both of us, because I think that we can both be right on this, but like Willow, the new Google chip that is able to like it's a quantum computer chip.
Oh, I heard about
So
Really?
yeah, so it's able to do like math that would take us what was
that.
like
A regular
4 light
supercomputer.
years.
No,
Yeah.
a regular supercomputer would take like longer than the universe has been, around.
Is that what
To
they
do
were talking
these
about?
14
Where
billion
that
years.
now proves multiverse theory.
I saw a video on Instagram where it was like, Google has a new quantum chip that breaks time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Then he just says that it's really fucking fast.
Yeah, it's so fast.
He
that-
didn't say anything that specifically
The one
says we're
that I
breaking
saw-
time. It's just it would take a regular supercomputer 14 billion
Yeah,
years,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Willow
yeah.
was able to do it in like 4 days.
That's kind of the
Yeah.
gist of what I
That's
saw.
not
It was
breaking
like this was.
time. That's just really fucking.
Well, that was the thing
fast.
that I didn't understand with the way this guy presented it. He was like,
It's clickbait.
this was
it's engagement. farm.
Yeah, obviously
all
it
it
was.
is.
But he was like, the only way that this works is because this was able to solve a question that any other known anything in the universe wouldn't be able to solve. That implies the existence of.
We have
of,
equations and simulations that regular computers are running nowadays that would take the first computer
yeah,
from
exactly.
1940.
Yeah. Try to run this shit on a
Centuries.
TI-85. Let me see how that goes. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run that on a Commodore 64. Tell me how that goes.
Commodore. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Like, no.
Well,
they
and
didn't break time.
Yeah, and I guess like so some of that also kind of goes into the argument of like how quickly like we develop that and like quickly developing this, and then there's like just like some areas where
I think
like
it's Moore's law or something, which shows
Yeah,
that like
yep.
computational power is an exponential
Yeah.
growth, not
twice
a
as
linear
fast,
growth.
half the size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every year or
Yep.
something like
or
that.
twice the capacity, half the
Yeah.
size, or something.
It's like twice the processing power and
Yeah.
half the size, or
I was thinking
it's
more
just
like
even
the-
like even for the same size, like twice the capacity.
Well, you think about it,
twice
you can
the-
get a terabyte on the fucking SD card these days.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
A micro SD or a mini SD.
I remember
Yeah.
the first time I saw a terabyte hard drive when I was a kid was a fucking chunky boy.
brick,
Like, yeah.
dude. Yeah, for sure.
The number of transistors in integrated circuit doubles
I
roughly
mean,
every 2
even
years.
even just
Yeah,
like
that's
floppy disks,
crazy.
like
When do you start getting to diminishing returns, or is there no such thing in Moore's law?
I don't know much about like the specifics of Moore's law or when there might be a point of diminishing returns, but we are running into the physical limit. That's why we have to switch to quantum.
it's a
quantum.
quantum, yeah.
We're getting to the point where transistors and all that are so small that we have quantum tunneling and shit going on, and it starts like breaking the code because a bit will just randomly flip because of like weird quantum mechanics. We're reaching a breaking point, and we need to switch to quantum computers, which we're struggling with because they only work in
Ice cold.
they
Near
need
zero,
like
yeah.
superconductors, and all the superconductors we have work at near absolute
near
zero.
Absolute zero, yeah. Kelvin. Yeah.
So your water cooler ain't gonna cut it.
nope.
Can we, by chance, take another break? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, let's go.
I have a squirrel bladder. This is gonna be 38
Well,
times.
dude, I mean, like as soon as we started drinking beer, I knew this is.
That's
this
why
was-
I don't drink
and honestly,
beer.
I know,
like,
and I'm with you on that.
I think I
fact,
could pee
but-
too, but all right. So back from the pee break again.
We didn't take a pee break.
No such
No,
thing
it
as
was a pee
breaks.
break. Well,
Doesn't
I
exist.
gotta say something because we cut back in.
No. What as far as the audio listener or the viewer is concerned,
Yeah,
we
you cut
said
right
something
before the pee break.
violent.
You say
Nah, we
something-
were just talking about some heinous shit. Let's not beat around the bush.
Let's not beat
we
around
were
the
talking,
bush.
yeah, we got
Yeah.
fucking.
And if you want
way
to hear
crazy.
that, sign up for our Patreon.
It's the same thing where it's like when somebody catches you doing something so hard to explain,
Yeah.
it's easier to say porn. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like, what are you doing? Ah, watching porn? I wasn't diving deep into the thermonuclear, like, whatever. Like, you know, like, it's so
Yeah.
much easier to say porn. Like,
Yeah.
same thing. No. We didn't take a pee. We were talking about some really touchy stuff.
Yeah, and we had to go away for a little while. We had to go radio silent.
The unedited version of this episode is
On our Patreon, link below. Yeah, I mean, a Patreon will be cool, but I think we're
yeah,
so
well,
far
yeah.
away from that. That is preposterous talk.
Some of the people that have Patreons are still very far away from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, true. Yeah, no, very true. And like some of it's kind of funny too because like you can see how many people are on their Patreon. Like you like click their Patreon, you're like, oh, okay.
I've not
Like,
been,
all
I
right,
only follow like one
yeah,
or two pages on
relax.
Patreon.
Like, dude, like who's
It's
paying
just $10 a month.
Yeah,
Chill, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's like how you gonna do it? I'm not even gonna do it.
That goes into
Let's
another
see.
topic you guys have over there. Your little OnlyFans topic. What's up with that? What's that in the topic board for?
I mean, OnlyFans is always a great topic to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, especially for Christmas.
Certainly. Yeah. Use our
We haven't
browsers.
touched
Yeah.
on
Yeah, exactly.
we haven't touched on Christmas at all.
No, yeah, it's a Creamy special, by the way. Second annual Creamy special.
Yes. And like been so far for our second year a true tradition to have you on the podcast.
You mentioned the soft open. We didn't soft open.
Yeah, we soft open for 2 fucking hours straight.
That's so funny, dude. That is hilarious.
You mentioned the soft
Son
open.
of a bitch.
Welcome to the Creamy special. Just spit everywhere.
Yes.
If you're just tuning in.
Yeah, I do always tell people like if they've watched the podcast and they're like, hey, like that was a really good podcast that you did. I was like, dude, that's crazy. I was
Thanks,
like,
awesome.
Did you speed up? It's like to like the middle. Because like, dude, the beginning is always so rough. So like, and now if you've made it to the middle, we're letting you know that this is the best part.
Now we're starting.
Yeah.
I was just getting
That
nervous.
was just a 2-hour intro, 2-hour soft open.
Yeah.
This is Freebird, the video.
Yeah, the Freebird, the podcast. Well, I mean, it's too late, but I mean, for what it's worth, boys, let's bring it because we're finally announcing this is Christmas.
Creamy special.
So cheers, boys.
If you couldn't tell by our attire.
Yeah, we don't normally dress this way.
I do.
Once. Yeah. You know what? To be fair, this is like the 4th time I've worn this month already. Like, I did a.
But I appreciate that.
Oh, there was a super fun Christmas bar.
Yeah,
crawl.
no. Let's turn this to Christmas right now.
Yeah,
you went on a Kringle crawl.
Yeah, I went on a Kringle crawl in the town in which we live. I don't know
Westchester.
How, okay. Westchester, it's a huge bar town.
Yeah.
There's like a million bars.
And then
It's
you
a
left
college
out your
Yeah,
address.
college town. Yeah. So that's. But Creamy special involves the So.
Joyous for
Words.
all.
Yeah, we went on-
Words.
yeah.
Joyous for all.
I was super glad because I've never
Mary
done a bar
believe.
crawl before. I've done my own
Well, no,
we actually did a bar crawl for
Yes.
your 21st.
Yes. Yeah, which was great.
Yeah, we've done like
and thank you
unofficial-
guys
yeah.
so much for that. I mean, that was like honestly like the best 21st experience.
It's super fun because there's so many
Yeah.
bars, dude. It doesn't matter. You can just sit,
Yeah.
have a couple drinks, whatever. Hop
You don't
to the
need a
next
plan.
one.
Yeah, and this is the one that we're not leading into is that. So actually, yesterday was my birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
So
This is a post.
Yeah, so my birthday is always on like basically
In
near
Christmas,
Christmas.
yeah.
So
Sucks
when we
for when
did
you were
this
a
bar
kid.
crawl, it was like we had Westchester to ourselves.
Yeah,
Like we
exactly.
had like
we were,
dude, we
running
were
that
just
bitch,
running
yeah.
around like not a soul, and
No,
we were
this
having a
was
good
fun.
old
There were a
time.
couple crowded
I mean, there
bars.
was there was a couple
nothing like you guys
not a
didn't
normal
experience the crawl.
Westchester. Yeah.
When I
yeah,
went
yeah.
for the crawl, everybody's dressed like this.
Yeah.
Everybody in town. Well, not everybody, because it was funny. There was like that moment where you see your group of friends and then a normal group of people just walking around town,
Yeah.
and you're like, we're all plastered.
Yeah.
Like, this is Tuesday for you.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I don't know. It was like a Friday or Saturday, but still, like it was like people were having regular errands running
Yeah.
while we're
Yeah.
just
And there's a
walking
swamp
through
of
town.
people
Yeah.
dressed up for Christmas.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. There was only like 4 or 5 bars on the like actual list, but it didn't really matter. It was fine. Like you spent because it was a crawl and because it was my first crawl. I told myself a million times at the beginning. I was like,
You told me before you left.
Before I left, I was like, this is a marathon, not a race.
Yeah.
Like we gotta take our
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And I ended up just getting too
First
shitty.
bar.
Like
Yeah.
first bar, I started
First
drinking
bar.
a couple. The first bar that we ordered, there was 5 of us there, and the bartender served us 7 drinks. So we had to figure that out, and I was the guy that figured it out. So I did that. Then the second bar, same thing. Like we all ordered.
Well, was the same guy ordered too many drinks? I think that's what you
No,
told me.
the first bar, the guy ordering it made it confusing as hell because he was ordering like mixed drinks and stuff, and it's like, dude, just get like a fucking beer or something. Like
Yeah.
it's super
7
simple.
maraschino
There's
cherries,
a
a
million
splash
people
of-
behind
yeah.
us in line. Just get something quick.
Yeah.
So the guy comes up, pours us too many drinks. We say fuck it, we just eat it.
You eat like
Yeah,
twice.
I ate,
darn.
yeah, I ate an extra drink and a half. I split the one with the one guy. Then the next bar we go to, I ordered a shot pitcher because it was Ryan's Pub, but they changed it to
Yes, love
Sabatino's.
Ryan's.
It's now Sabatino's, I believe. So, or Ram's Head. I'm sorry, Ram's Head switched to Sabatino's.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Ryan's.
Yeah,
Pub
Ryan's is
changing? That'd be
no.
crazy.
You're right. Ryan's Hub, that's
Yeah.
a staple of
Yeah,
Westchester.
dude.
So we go to Sabatino's and I go downstairs. They have shot pitchers and I was like, cool. So I order the shot pitcher and I start pouring them out. We're there for like 20 minutes. We realize it's a dusty, dingy basement that's dark and cramped, full of college kids. And I look over at my buddies and I was like, guys, we're 30. Like, this is not our scene anymore. And some college chick is like, honestly, like, I get that. And I was like, sure, okay. Like, whatever, dude. Like, so they all like put their drinks down. I was like, oh, can't let no alcohol abuse in my vicinity. So I slammed the rest of the drinks, and it hasn't hit me yet. I'm really good at like, I guess just like putting it the fuck down until the last minute.
Yeah.
Because we go to 2 more bars. We end up at, I think, Barnaby's upstairs. No, Barnaby's is where we started.
A bar.
Yeah, A bar in Westchester.
Sure,
So we end up
yeah,
upstairs. And it was nice because like I was wearing this sweater and I was worried about being too hot in the bars and too cold traveling to the bars.
Right.
So I had an undershirt. And thankfully, a lot of the bars had like outdoor-ish areas that were like kind of like tarped off, or not tarped, but like that's
semi-enclosed.
Yeah, exactly. So it wasn't frigid, and it was perfect. Temperature was perfect the whole time. We get back to the house. Everybody's making. They were smart. They've done this. I think this was like their
third.
8th. No,
way more. Okay,
this is their 3rd, like with the group that we went with, but like their 8th in general year of doing the Kringle Crawl. They've lived in Westchester for a while. So they know it. They know everything they need to know about this. They have chicken and dumplings in a crock pot waiting to be turned on. So when we get home, they just kick that bitch on and just go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get back. I'm outside. I was fine. And me and the guy whose house it was, we're just chilling outside, just chit-chatting, shooting the shit. 2 guys, just chit-chatting while drunk.
Yeah.
Mid-conversation, I feel the walls come in.
Oh, no.
And I am now manual breathing.
Current objective, survive.
I'm sitting at where I am now, at the edge of the table, and I just have my arms back, and I've got my eyes just straight down. Because if I look, you can see it in my face. I can feel that you can see that my eyes can't track and stay.
Insert Call of Duty quote.
So I'm just
dude, that's my favorite. Dude, and at that point, like if you're like you're prey at this point. Now
at this point I'm like, don't throw
my
up,
friends will
don't
kill
pass
us.
out, my shoes are still on. Like, don't do anything. So eventually we like mosey on inside. And I immediately just like take the big ottoman section of like where you lounge on the couch, and I'm sitting there, and I am again fighting for dear life. The party is still going on. I can't be the first person that falls asleep. I do take my shoes off. Like, I set it all up. I take my shoes off. I'm like, I should be legally. I'm okay. Like, all rules I am following to a T.
I have not committed a party foul.
Yeah.
And the chicken and dumplings smell so good, and I can't. Like, as soon as I walked in from being outside, I asked the guy, I was like, hey, like, if somebody had to throw up, where would they do it at?
Like, asking for a friend.
Yeah, right,
yeah, on an unrelated note.
So I go handle my business in the bathroom. Perfect every time. I'm the best puker at a party. It's like so great.
I puke the best.
I'm the greatest puker that ever came to puke, but
Ask anyone. Everyone agrees.
So I do that, and I come back out in the living room, and like everybody keeps offering me chicken and dumplings, and absolutely would I love to tear into a bowl of this.
Yeah.
It smells so good. But I can't. I know there's nothing staying down right now. I'm not even gonna try water.
You're
like
treacherous territory.
Yeah. So I'm survival mode. Current objective: survive. So I'm laying there, and thankfully, like I said, I'm semi-lucid. Like I'm there, but really I'm not. My eyes are kind of way
all
down.
bandwidth is just focused on survival right now.
I've got the bare minimum going. And thankfully, I hear people start trickling out. And when it gets to like just 6 or 7 people left, I'm like, hey, man, you said you guys like had blankets or something? Like,
there was a blanket element to this.
Yeah.
So, possibly a pillow lying around. I don't know.
As from what you told me, he's asleep on an ottoman, and there's this whole fucking big ass couch over here.
Yeah, it's like I'm on a 4.5 foot long ottoman when there's a 12-foot couch. Not 12, that's exaggerating, but like
8-foot couch.
an 8-foot couch next to me that nobody is sitting on. And I'm all up on this ottoman with no fucking safety net. Like if I roll, I'm done. Like, it's bad. So that's going on, and I ask for the blanket, and he hands me the blanket, and here's game over. Here's when I'm like, I've accepted death. Yeah. Like, I'm just going.
Tucked in.
And I pull the blanket over, and I'm kind of like rolled over, and I'm trying my hardest to stay like somewhat alive. Like, I still want to be a part of the party. I don't want to be the guy that passed out first. But I'm like, I'm failing.
And,
like,
and we've all been there.
Yeah. Sure, this is the struggle I'm fighting, where it's like the energy inside is there.
Yeah.
But I just have nothing in the tank.
Systems are just shutting down. Yeah. Systems are shutting down.
So like I'm barely alive, and the conversation keeps going. Yeah. And at some point, the one guy that like him and I were vibing all night. Like him and I were just the same fucking person. Yeah. Like good I just energy. Met this guy, and we are the same person.
Was that the guy you were wearing the same sweater?
Yeah. He's actually wearing. Yeah, he actually has exactly this Christmas sweater on. It was perfect. Yeah, guys. Totally okay. Hey, girls, that's
from what you told me,
you're leaving.
Yeah.
We have to change.
One of us has to change.
But from what you told me, you guys had the same sweater for the exact same
reason. We're both super procrastinating. Last minute, we needed a pluser-sized sweater that's gonna ship in a day.
And that's all Amazon has.
It's the only thing available. Turns out I've gotten great compliments. I like this sweater.
It's great.
It's not
it's
bad.
So good. Yeah. I mean, dude, Reindeer playing a good game of D against Santa is crazy. It's crazy. That's good. That's a good defense, though. That's quality defense.
So he like they're talking, and he's. We also, when we were at the first bar, which was doesn't matter. First bar we're at, there was a waitress there. A good looking waitress. Like, she's got the tattoos in all the right spots. Yes. She's got the hair, the accessories, everything she's got.
The accessories.
No, yes.
The accessories.
Yeah. She's got assets,
things you can put a bank on.
Fine-looking specimen, if I say so myself. And him and I are both vying for attention. Like we're both
just dying.
Yeah, exactly. We're both like,
anything you want.
Right? Yeah, he's going heavy into it. There's a couple things she says where I like back out a little bit, but he's still full bore. So we connected on that level already. Like we obviously are interested in the same type of woman. And in my fucking half alive stupor, he makes just a generic comment about like big booty bitches or like just like chicks with big asses.
Some BBL.
And I'm fucking true. Right back into it.
I'm revived.
I heard something I resonated with heavily. It was
if the topic is right.
Because I talked to the guy who owned that house, because I went to a Christmas party with.
He was less drunk than I was. Like, he was alive. I was not.
Yeah, but I went to another Christmas party and he was there, and Fluff introduced me. And we were all talking, and the way he put it, he's like, "Yeah, Fluff's just over in the corner." Dead to the world, and just out of left field. True.
Yeah, I have no idea how much time has passed in between me getting the blanket.
Time is no longer linear at that point.
Yeah. I got the blanket. They start talking about big booty chicks. Like, that's, in my head, that's
it could have been 45 minutes an hour.
That was the next conversation in my head. But that's all I hear. And I was like, represent. From the death.
Dude, that is so good. Yeah, I remember doing our like our bar crawl, like I guess like you can say like for my birthday. Because like on my actual birthday, like that year when I was 21, I turned 21 and I was in my friend Nick, who's been on the shout out Nick Peace Cloud. I was in his garage pulling the engine out of a car I just bought and pulling the engine out of my car and putting it in a car I just bought. And like just doing it over like our like little Christmas vacation kind of thing. Like that's how I spent my birthday.
Guys in the garage.
So like literally like they were like, "Yo, it's midnight." They're like, "Keith, come here," and like in like a big circle. And there's actually a really funny video because Julian, because we're all shotgunning a beer, and Julian is like trying to like get his key into the beer and just drops his beer. He's like, fuck. And like we're all like, woo. Like it was a good moment. But also, I just worked through the entire night trying to get my car out of his garage.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was nuts. So then like just a couple days later, I was out there with you guys and having like a true like bar
we
experience.
planned on just like
so much fun.
hang out at Jake's, but Jake's was closed.
Yeah,
for, like,
no,
the
that's right.
holiday.
Yeah. We went there first. They were closed, and we were like, "Fuck, what do we do?
Bar
Well,
crawl.
let's hit Westchester."
Yeah.
We're in Westchester. Like,
Yeah.
what
That
can't
was
we
before
do?
we knew how great the honky tonk was. We could have just gone up right up
Square
there.
bar.
Yeah,
Or not Square bar,
Square bar.
Briquette.
The briquette.
Briquette, yeah.
Oh, dude, I've been having a time at the briquette.
Dude, I know. And,
It's so much
and
fun up
dude,
there.
I really want to get out to the Briquette. I've never
Colin
been.
goes there.
It's a good
used
time.
to go there all the time.
Yeah,
he
it's a
left
really
his
good
car there
time,
for like a
yeah.
week straight.
They
I
don't
would
care.
drive by and see
They
it.
don't care.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of bar where they're like, look, we get it.
They've got
He'll be
great
back.
brisket.
That's
He'll
what
be
I
back.
so I was telling him he was at you guys was it school you were at that one when we had the power outage?
Yeah.
He was at school and I'm
I get a
sitting
text
at
message
home.
from Pico saying that we lost power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the text messages I originally sent when we lost power never went through.
Yeah, we live in a dead zone,
Yeah,
by the way.
so
Like,
as
soon as
text
I had
message,
no
if we lose
power-
Wi-Fi, we're unreachable.
That's
Yeah,
where I was. I was
same.
sitting at home, power goes out, and I'm like, fuck it, whatever, I'll just ride through it. And I'm like, wait, that's the Wi-Fi as well. I'm screwed. I'm boned. I have nothing.
You
And
could
it's
have
like 6:30.
you could have lit up the kerosene lantern
Yeah,
and just
I
stared
was
at the
thinking
flames
about
like our
that, yeah.
ancestors.
Like our
So it was like
ancestors did.
6:30, and I was like, well, I haven't done anything dinner-wise. I can't even order dinner. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
I can do here. Run up to the briquette real quick and have some food.
And like,
Yeah.
not that we're big on cooking, but our stove is also electric. Like,
Yeah.
we can't even make dinner.
there's nothing I could have
so
done.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about that before in the podcast. We recently had a power outage, and we had a power outage that was like so long that it was like
multiple days.
multiple days.
Yeah, that's bad.
So-
That's fridge problem.
and it's
Well, you have a generator.
I have a generator.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah. So like and like dude, that so funny. I'll not to go too far into this, but when we first moved in, so we moved in. It was July, like basically like July 4th, like 1st, and in August, like the first week of August is when in 2020 is when we had that big tornado that ripped through Delaware and it ripped through PA, like parts of like New Jersey and stuff. So our power, we didn't get hit with the tornado down here, but we did lose power for I think 5 days.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days.
I think it was 5 days.
okay.
So
I remember I
that
kept asking,
was-
like, you got power back? No.
No,
that
yeah,
was
that's
nuts.
a lot.
And it was like the middle of the week. It was like we have to go to work, and so now keep in mind, like with my house, like we have a septic system, we have a well. So
It's all city or is
No,
that
no,
well.
no, we have a
Oh,
well.
yeah,
so
yeah,
we have a
yeah.
well pump, which relies on electricity,
yep.
and we have a septic
Fuck,
tank,
so you have no water
and we have no
plumbing.
way of using the bathroom to even just pee, to
Yeah, yeah,
shower,
yeah.
to shit,
Nothing,
like
none of it.
everything,
Oh.
dude. So
the bare necessities.
The bare
like, yeah.
necessities. It's not like oh you
The
don't have air
foundations of
conditioning.
civilized life.
Oh, you lost your Wi-Fi. It's like no, man. Like I am pissed about all those things.
Yeah, that
but
sucks,
also,
but,
I
yeah.
want to take a shit, and more importantly, a shower.
Yeah.
you know, like it was nuts. So luckily, we were able to escape, and we went to her mom's house, which was like
okay,
still
yeah.
a chure for both of us
Right,
to
it's a
like
drive. Yeah, it's a
you know,
drive
it was
now.
Delaware,
And
which
not
like
your home
bro.
either.
How crazy is this? Check this out. So, where that tornado went, it ripped through. I think it destroyed like 2 houses completely, but ripped through, damaging 8 houses
In what
in
part of Delaware?
Holly's mom's neighborhood, and her mom's house was perfectly fine.
still had power.
The gutter was
And still had power?
The gutter
That's
and still had power. Yeah,
That's
the gutter was
pretty
hanging.
crazy.
So we're like
And
like
Pico sucks. I mean, Del Mar's
Yeah.
way better.
yeah. But
Oh, all right. Yeah, coming. Yeah. You guys are from Delaware. Cool.
yeah, but it was like it was one of those scenarios where like we weren't sure because it was like after it happened we lost power and we were like what just ripped through her neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like who knows what's gonna happen there? Like that was our one escape. You know,
Well, that's what it was. I was
I
hoping
mean, you can
the
go all the way
briquette-
down to your mom's house.
of
Smyrna or
course,
something.
yes, exactly.
Granted, now this may have been the dumbest thought I could have had, but I thought the briquette right up the street from my house would be fine. So, like I said, I go out there to get food, and
Yeah.
I get it. You know, they're serving me. The power's on. I'm like, cool. Well, the first thing is there's a sign. So as soon as I pulled out of the development, I look up the street and I see the briquette sign is lit, and I'm like, thank
Let's
God.
go.
Yeah. So I go up there and I'm chilling, and it's probably about like half hour, 45 minutes. I finished my dinner, and I'm just sitting there just enjoying a beer. Power goes out there. I'm like, God fucking damn it. I can't escape this shit. But the funniest thing happened. And this may not be super funny, but to me it was just priceless. Power goes out. The place does everybody does the oh when it goes out.
Yeah.
Nothing actually happens. Their point of sale system, their POS system is hooked up to the generator, the backup generator.
Hell yeah.
So when the power goes out, the cash registers are still fully lit up.
Yeah.
Everything's perfectly fine there. There's like some Christmas lights going through that's lighting it up. And not, like I was telling somebody else, if I wanted to crawl around on the floor and like rob people's pockets, I could have done that. But anything waist up, you can kind of see with the emergency lights and the Christmas lights that were still there.
So you're just kind of drinking beer in the dark.
The
Dude, that's
bar
amazing.
Never
Show the
skipped a
camera.
beat. Yeah. Yeah, you want me to? Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
I'll
good
send
enough.
it to you.
Yeah,
There it is,
whatever.
there it is.
Yeah,
Right.
it's-
I'm just
it's
sitting
good
in the
enough.
bar. I have a beer. It's dark as shit in there. Never skips a beat. Nobody leaves. The band obviously stopped. Well, it wasn't a band. It was a line dancing night. So he stopped
Yeah.
for a minute. The line dancing stopped. All you heard was chatter. They were still slanging out beers. They were
Dude,
serving
that's
people, ringing them
so
up. I was like,
good.
this is so perfect.
Yeah.
Like I was like, even though the power's out, like that sucks.
And see, like, what a
Nothing
business to be
right.
like, you know what?
They got their
We're
priorities.
gonna
Right,
hook
yeah,
up a-
yeah.
we're gonna spend money on the generator, and
Come to
it's
find out,
going to do the important stuff.
The
so we
power
keep
had gone
going.
out 3 times that night. That was the third
Oh,
time.
shit.
So when I showed up and it was already busy, they had already experienced 2 power outages.
Oh shit!
Didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, whatever.
Business as usual.
Yeah, I was so impressed by that. It was so funny to me because they had like a little mini meeting where, to me, because it was the first time I experienced the power going out, like I don't know what the meeting was, but from the outside
procedures.
perspective, it seemed like all right, now this is the way we do things.
Yeah.
It wasn't like all right, we got to start kicking people out, we got to start moving people, blah blah blah, start wrangling. Nope. It was straight up like, this is now the move.
This is our standard operating procedure for this scenario.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
because-
Waffle House scenario type deal.
Dude,
like,
right? And so that's honestly that's a great thing to bring up as well. Is that like I love the Waffle House
House
yeah, the index, yeah.
like when
Waffle
there's
House
a-
shut down.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
That's
You
a
have to
problem,
evacuate.
yeah.
You
If
have
the
to
briquette's
evacuate.
kicking people out. There's a
You
problem.
have to evacuate. If Briquette's kicking people out, you should leave too. Like it's time to get the fuck out of town because if the
same
Briquette
thing,
shuts
yeah.
down, that's bad.
So it was really funny.
Did
to see
did
that.
square dancing presume?
After the power came back on immediately?
okay.
Like,
Yeah, 'cause-
as soon
'cause
as
it
the
was
power
like- it
came
was a
back on-
musical
Yeah, because
thing.
he's got the headset that he talks,
Right.
and they're playing the music and everything.
Yeah.
So but as soon as the power came back on, dude's like, oh shit.
Oh shit! Dude, that's so good. Oh my god.
No, not a single beat was
Did
skipped.
they drop
Yeah.
open mic night?
No, unfortunately.
No, come on, man.
It's like
We gotta bring Colin on open mic night.
You
For
think that
what?
Colin hasn't been?
Well, no.
mic
He hasn't
night?
been. He hasn't been to the
Are you talking
Briquette in a
about
while.
karaoke night or open mic night?
I don't know. Whatever we
'Cause,
can. Whatever we can do to
Thursdays
make.
they do like an open mic, and then I feel like sometimes they do. I've gone to a couple karaoke nights. I get it. People get drunk. They think they can sing. I'm probably one of them. But
Well,
like,
you know, I'm gonna be honest. I think like half the issue is that like, every karaoke machine is like the worst speaker in the world.
no, they've got the speakers down. It's
think
the
so?
voices.
Microphones
Yeah,
that suck.
it's not the
well
microphone.
as
It's
the
the
voices.
talent.
Well,
yeah,
dude,
it's
I mean,
a huge talent issue.
You know, just from
skill issue.
yeah, it's a giant
we're looking
skill
at
issue.
skill issues, but I mean, just from like
That's my
we've
issue
dealt
with
with
it, yeah.
microphones, right? Like and like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
dealing with like
I mean,
our
is this
voice.
a good microphone for singing?
Yeah, I think it
I
would
would
be.
assume so.
Honestly,
How could it not
Wait
be?
a
Look at
minute,
this thing.
Adrian. Do we do a karaoke night?
Absolutely the fuck not.
dude.
No. What do tigers dream of?
Or the tequila.
Yeah, exactly. I'll sing a George Ezra song because those are the only ones that I feel like my voice really compliments.
My voice
but-
isn't even deep enough for that.
Yeah, no,
He
it's
sings
not
deep.
that. Yeah, it's not that
sings
deep. But I
Well,
can do the octave thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
well,
but-
my point is like, you know, like Adrian and I have had to deal with tons of microphone issues that like have forced us into YouTubing and Googling our way into figuring
That's how
out
you
what
end up
the
with
fuck
Rode
makes.
microphones. Yeah.
Well, yeah, these aren't roads.
Yeah, these
Sony's
are
are
roads.
Hey,
This is it's just the
That's inside baseball, dog. Like,
it's just the thing.
I mean,
Hey.
these aren't roads.
yeah.
yeah.
These Rode microphones are beautiful, by the way.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, like just like trying to figure out what it means. Like it's Samson. Samson is the.
Yes,
brand.
Middle
If
Eastern
anyone
Simpson ripoff.
If anybody was wondering, but
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
there's Samson
that's,
mics.
that's
but
a Dank Pods reference. Oh,
Yeah,
now
I was about to
everything
say that's deep. I don't
hinges
know.
hinges on a good episode of The Sampsons. Have Bart, marriage.
Folks.
Folks.
I love this. They impromptu like just take the mic off. Just like, folks. The Shane Gillis.
Oh, are we not allowed to have fun here?
We're not funny here. We can't change things up a little bit. Come on.
Things up a little bit. We're not allowed to have fun.
I need this. It's not a road, all right?
Like, no, the SEC does not pay
The
players.
FCC won't let me be.
This is a great move. I just kind of enjoy this.
I'll just, yeah.
I'm sorry, there's a little bit more freedom here. Yeah.
At the risk of
At the risk of completely butchering our audio.
make sure that all of the mics are still plugged in, please. Can we go back?
I've been
Just make
keeping
sure
it up.
they're all still plugged in.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're
Are y'all
good.
still working? Okay. Are we gonna just?
Yeah, we're just
I
gonna.
love these. They're nice, but this has a more personal feel
Yeah, no,
to it.
I'm feeling a lot more.
I've been thinking about this for so long. If I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, we're not peaking the audio or anything. No, it's fine.
No, I think all of our software will be
You guys can see what we can
No,
see,
but
but
I
this
can-
was a bad
No,
idea.
but I can see the green LED on your mic going red as you peak it.
No, yours is doing it at the same time.
Yeah, because I'm in the microphone.
So wait, if I'm out here, is it not peaking it?
no, it's
and then
fine.
if I
we
go
can see the
here, that's
actual
gonna start
audio.
peaking.
This,
Oh, okay.
The ideal thing is like this far away.
You might not like it, but this is what ideal performance looks like.
This is peak audio engineering.
Just move this out of the way.
Oh God.
All right, so
It's
no
like,
more.
okay, I'm
road-
tired now.
No more. Just drop mic. Yeah, pass him the mic.
This audio is going to be unusable.
Dude, this is nuts. No, if anybody makes it this far, I mean, welcome.
Well, no, I've already reached a problem. I need more whiskey and I can't pour it.
Here's my
Oh,
the
okay.
reason. The biggest reason I wanted to go for this is I can feel
This is-
myself doing this.
This is
And I don't want to
nuts.
be the guy that's constantly like adjusting this, moving it, and like looking weird. So this was my best
is-
option.
This is
Make it
this
a
is
little
the
personal.
nuttiest thing that we've ever done.
way off script.
Good idea.
This is off script.
This is fine.
You can spend whatever on these. I feel so bad.
These were so much money.
Who would have thought the actual solution would be just holding it? This is not a solution. This is just a
Hey,
gag.
so
This is-
now that you're holding the mic in your hand, you want to get onto these.
oh shit! Yeah, booze.
all right,
dog,
yeah, so yeah.
This
so,
is how you interview, though. Like, if you're gonna interview, you gotta have. a
Okay,
mic.
so yeah, so I want to give another shout out to my friend Alex Inslee.
yeah.
That's gonna pull the
owner-
cord
I don't-
right out.
yeah, I don't want to mess the cord
Make
up.
sure
Just
the-
for a scene.
The cord stays in, but it's
a good thumbnail.
But yeah,
I'm just content farming. I'm sorry.
here, give me one more mic hold. Let me just like do your pick.
Folks.
That's gonna be the thumbnail right there.
Thumbnail. So shout out to my friend Alex Inslee, the owner of IPR Performance out in Florida. Anything performance related, that guy's he's your deal. He's small company in Florida, pretty sick. Got some merch from him this year. They had a little Black Friday sale. It was it was sick, and obviously like he just saw my name and saw the address and was like, oh shit,
do it,
yeah. So he hooked me up with like a bunch of other stickers, some fun stuff like
damn stickers are pretty fire though.
Yeah,
like
stickers are
everyone
sick.
loves stickers.
Everybody loves stickers. Yeah, so hooked me up with a couple extra like little in like the whole care package, but among this was also
Wrap snacks.
Wrap snacks. I got
Boozy brand.
wavy. So this is the boozy.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. Oh boy. So yeah, I and now I've realized that I can't open these because I'm holding it. It's like
Here, do you want? Yeah,
I got you.
I'm just gonna put the mic.
No, I got
If
you.
only we had a solution to this
If
problem.
only we had an.
If only we had something to hold the microphones for us. This would
God,
be
in hindsight,
ASMR. There we go.
Horrible ASMR. What mic is he? He's got to be audio too, for sure.
So I was telling him I would try these.
I was about to say, just keep shoving it further into his
I don't know what
face.
to do with my hand. I told him I would try them on the podcast because it is sick. Like, you can find these like in some places, but like it's pretty sick that like the gas station.
In your local
Talk
corner
into the
store or
mic.
gas
Keith,
station.
could you talk into the mic?
I'm not even switching the camera anymore. I'm not even switching back and forth.
We should probably go back to
Chat, are we cooked?
This has deconstructed the entire podcast, dude. That's how this
so
has distracted me so much.
This is what happens when you let ADD people like,
Dude,
do anything.
and
They, like,
dude,
have
look at
any
what you're
control.
doing to the mic. It's upside down.
No, it's
now.
correct.
Dude, no,
That's
it's
not right.
crazy.
What do you mean? That's definitely right. That's not
Dude,
correct.
That's not. No,
You're joking.
No.
Look, that's how that. You're
No.
joking. We have to.
No, it's
Please.
supposed to. It's supposed
Look
to
how
be
his
like
is.
this.
It's exactly the same.
No, it's exactly not the same.
It's actually upside down.
No. show that one.
Dude, I'm showing it. There you go.
No, that makes sense.
All right, so now that I have my arm holding my mic, but yeah, I just
I don't know.
we got
Y'all
to
are quitters.
we got to
It's not.
My dude.
I did that on purpose. I get it.
but only so much holds those mics together as well. So I'm gonna be fair. Like there's a lot of and I've got the beans above the Franks. God damn it, this podcast has been derailed. Oh, that's it's got Ben Stiller in it. And
Does it also have the?
beans above the Frank.
he zips up his balls into his zipper, but while he's like watching whatever, you got yeah. So I was gonna say, dude, because like, dude, there's only so much.
Which
of all
one?
These,
All right.
there's all these
It's
mics
getting stuck like this.
dude. This is preposterous. All right. Anyway, so we got to the point where we've all been drinking off to like we wanted to have some snacks. Dude, you have to stop.
I'm trying to figure it out.
No, you have to just go the other way. All
That's
right.
loosening it. That's absolutely loosening it.
All right, I'm trying some snacks. Alex, again, you're the
Thank you
man.
for the wrap snacks.
Thank you for
Mind
the
you,
wrap
yeah,
snacks.
these are wrap snacks. I grew up on wrap snacks in Philly. It was a staple of
Oh,
the
dude.
little corner
It's like a
stores.
hot honey.
Is it hot?
Oh, dude. Oh, it's fire. Oh my god, that's hot.
You're gonna love this.
No, it hits. It hits hard at first.
Yeah, pass me a boozy
Yeah,
bag. Let me
You're
see
gonna
them.
like it.
Oh, they're red. Like they are just
they're
red.
They're violent.
This is just painful looking.
Disrespectful. No, it's like sweet at first, and
What's
then it gets
Louisiana
hot.
heat though?
That.
It's like Creole food.
Creole.
Like
Creole?
Is it Creole? I thought that
Creole.
was Creole. It's Creole. I know it has an L, but I think it's pronounced like Creole. Creole.
Creole.
Ouch. Ouch. What's that thing? Is just
Help! The little girl.
yeah.
Eating the wasabi.
This hobby is like
Yeah.
I want
No, Keith saw that for the
wasabi.
first time yesterday or 2 days
Just
ago.
help.
Such a good one. Ew.
Dude, so good.
Yeah, this is a big deal for Fluff. He thinks the medium buffalo wings from the medium buffalo wings from Pizza Hut are fuck your mouth up hot.
They're inedible. I don't know how they sell them legally.
bro, the mango habanero from Buffalo Wild Wings are the hottest, fucking most delicious thing that I've ever eaten. They're so good. But the heat from it is like you have to take a bite, and then you get the mango, and then it's hot. It's kind of like these chips, like where like it tastes good.
Is it immediately hot?
No, it tastes good, and then it gets really really hot. And you have to take another bite, and then you're in this perpetual state of just chowing wings.
That's me with hot fries. Like Andy-Cap's hot fries, they're just hot enough to where it's a problem.
Yeah,
but they taste so good.
Yeah.
What was the one
I gotta
recently?
pee. I'm gonna pee.
Yeah,
all right. Can I have my mic stand back?
Yeah.
Yeah, you took that away from me.
Yeah. My bad. We'll be right back after these short technical difficulties. Here, I'll fix it in a minute.
It feels tight.
Just leave it. I'll fix it in a minute. Let's go on a pee break. So I got back for the pee break. So we're just talking about movies.
Heinous conversation.
heinous conversation. I mean,
talking
it was just
some real
talking crazy things that you could only see on the podcast.
I just wanted snacks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it would be cool to like if we did just to like kept it rolling during P-Break, because like P-Break conversations are great before we get back on here. Like it's actually just kind of sick.
To bring this full circle year round thing, I remember I was just talking to Adrian before we were talking about our heinous stuff.
Yeah.
I remember the first Crimmy special. It was P-Break Central. The same reason we were drinking Mad Beer. Like exactly. So it was like. I remember listening back to it afterwards, and I couldn't. I mean, granted, I listen to the episodes. I don't watch them as well.
Yeah.
So I couldn't hear a break necessarily in all of our P breaks, and I'm pretty sure there were multiple times where there was two people on screen at any given point, and we weren't. I think that was before you were switching.
Yeah.
So it was like you just had to do it all in post.
Yeah.
But it was like Adrian would go for a P break, and it would be you and me talking. And then, like I'd go for a P break, and you two would talk.
Yeah.
And I remember there not being a cut from the last one.
Yeah.
But like these,
and thank you, because I mean, that's a you know what I'm saying.
But now, we make it happen.
Because a little bit editing goes a long way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And look, and if you've made it this far into this episode, I will say that like in that episode that we did cut out a lot of stuff. Yeah. I cut it pretty perfectly.
It was chopped up nice.
Yeah, like, no one, and that's why like Adrian keeps bringing it up. But I'm like, dude, like honestly, like no one would have known unless you made
just
it.
Run it.
Yeah, there's a part in like the last part because I clicked through a lot of it. And there's like one part where Adrian goes 5.5 hours. Yeah, let's wrap it up.
And we're looking at. I'm seeing the
45 minutes in.
It's a 45-minute episode. I'm like, what? I do remember that in one where it was like it was a 2. Some of the episodes run a little long, but it was like a 2.5 hour episode, and an hour in, I'm like 5.5. I'm like,
what do you mean?
Oh, what the fuck did you guys get?
We're slaving away behind the camera here.
Well, there's that, and then there's what the fuck did you talk about? That
Don't worry about it.
Patreon's coming.
First off, lower your voice.
Dude,
you guys
I love that. There's
300 hours worth of content and have posted 45.
Dude, there was like some post that was like something about like American people like just want to like drink beer and like something and guns. And I remember I sent it to Adrian and I was like, dude, lower your fucking voice.
Chill, bro.
Like, dude, that's my favorite response to shit. Like shit that's too accurate. I'm just like, yo, lower your fucking voice.
Don't say it louder for those in the back. Like,
chill.
Yeah.
Like, yo.
My wife telling all of our friends how I've ruined all our clothes hangers by bending them into funny shapes. First
funny shape?
Lower your fucking voice.
What funny shape?
The only hint I'm giving you is it has to do with firearms.
Oh, you're for them, yeah. Don't, hey, do not look up. How
don't Google
hangers,
search anything.
Funny bendy shapes and guns all match.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't Google that at all.
What was the guy from The Whitest Kids You Know? Who was that guy?
Huh?
The guy from The Whitest Kids You Know that died mysteriously.
Wait, what?
You've never heard of The Whitest Kids You Know?
YouTube channel.
Trevor.
No.
Trevor from The Whitest Kids You Know. I'm pretty sure it was Trevor, and I don't know his last name. He died. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of the skits from The Whitest Kids You Know. The guy with the long hair in the back to the right. Yeah, that guy. I'm pretty sure is dead.
Trevor Moore's dad.
Yeah.
Oh
Trevor
wait,
Moore, yeah.
I've seen videos of that.
Do you know
guy.
some of the videos that he's posted? Have you ever seen the video where he's talking about how not to assassinate somebody in the Pentagon? He literally goes, all right, so look, I don't know how much of this is going to make it.
So
but
pull up some of his videos because I think
No, they have nothing to do with that.
Familiar.
The whitest kids, well, only a couple of the videos. Just do the one I'm talking about, I guess, where it's like, it's just Trevor Moore, and
You could have
he's
just gone to videos, and I'm sure.
yeah. Hey, I don't even know how you can type this in
the
without
fuck did
ending
I
up
just
on a
open
watch
up?
list.
V12
You're in the
Jaguar.
inspect.
Yeah, I opened that up somehow with some keyboard shortcut.
Just type the whitest WKK.
Oh no, I thought
yeah.
it was just Trevor.
It is him, but it's part. I'm pretty sure it was posted by the whitest kids you know. But he was talking about. He was like, "Look, what you should do is if you were going to assassinate somebody, you should never." And then literally lays the plan out. Yep.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Able to say I want to kill the president of the United States of America.
Dog.
It's a federal offense. It's one of the only offenses that you're not allowed to say. Now,
It's all done.
because I was just telling you that it's illegal to say I want to kill the president.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
So
Wait, here, pause it. We get it. But
that was
so
the
wait,
premise.
did he do the video of how Abraham Lincoln really died?
No. That was I forget who, but he's done a couple of
That
those.
looks exactly like that guy.
Yeah.
That looks
Oh, maybe he
exactly
may
like that
have.
guy.
I'm
Can
not
you
quite
look that
sure.
up?
Yeah,
Have you-
he's
have
the
you-
gallon of PCP videos. Yeah. So
A
but
gallon of PCP. And his face on
Yeah.
the clip is just
he's just like, yeah, he's like the guy doesn't understand. He's like, yeah, and I have my gallon of PCP with me. Like, he's like acting like it's a
Well, because you
normal
know what really happened.
Dude,
to Abraham.
I
Oh shit!
knew it.
Okay, so it is the what?
dude. As soon as I saw that guy's face, I was like, I know that
so
guy's
he's
face.
done a lot of things like this, and he died way too early. I don't know. I bring this up, and honestly, it's kind of in bad faith because I don't know
Oh, they did
everything
the
that I'm
Grapist
talking
video.
about. Yeah, that's the Grapist. That's my favorite Whitest Kids
Yeah.
You Know video.
Tie
but-
into the radiator and grape him.
He died too young, and I'm pretty sure it was a little of those like a little weird circumstance type deals where it's like, why did he die? But he's posting stuff like this, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
so
it's
it's
illegal
really
to say.
it doesn't. The comedy of it is so perfect.
Yeah.
Because he is skating through by the skin of his teeth on
Yeah.
the legality of it, and it's so funny.
But dude, like,
Yes.
the part of this,
So I forget why I originally
of-
started bringing this up, but it's just so funny because
Yeah, how
he
did we
said
get
so.
here?
We were talking about
Yeah.
conspiracy stuff and how
I don't think so.
no. There was a reason I brought this up. I wouldn't have brought this up. Out
Yeah,
of nowhere.
there he is. Dude, the part where he's like rewind the play 5 minutes because that fat piece of shit down there was talking. And like, bro, that's absurd. To be like, rewind the play is absurd. Was it you, String Bean? Turn around, say it again. Say
I
it
fucking
again.
wish. Now I feel bad because I have no idea why I brought this up. Why? There was a reason, but it's so
You
funny.
have fucked up now.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
You have fucked up now. Now you fucked up. You fucked up.
Yeah, so the Whitest Kids You Know is the
What?
greatest shit ever. Like, they make some
He's just
great
like,
videos.
what?
And somehow, if we, after the fact, watch the video, we'll see how it ties in beautifully. What we were talking about.
This podcast.
You guys are
going
going
to
to be so amazed
great.
at how deep I truly am.
What's the SpongeBob with the Patrick, and he's like, the inner workings of my mind are an enigma. And it's just,
You guys
and
made
it's
me
just
pretty
it's just
impressed.
it's just a milk carton, and it like dumps over and just spills milk.
You guys have no idea what I'm capable of. There was a point. I can't fucking remember it. And you guys aren't helping by also not remembering it.
Folks,
I don't want to mess this up anymore.
we're so. All right, but
Is not Shane Gillis one
back,
of the best fucking
dude,
comedians?
it's so good, so good.
I'm so
Yeah, the thing he just did for
the spokes,
like
whatever,
a spokesman, like sitting there like with all those guys.
the sports thing he just did.
Yeah, for Notre Dame.
Not only he did another thing where he was like talking to a younger like kicker or something, and he was just clowning on him the whole time. And then say that he comes afterwards, he's like, I don't know why I did it, but it was funny. Like, that was the gist of what.
Yeah,
he
it's like we like not joking around because like,
like
it's what's like so perfect, you know, and clearly that dude he's broken, and it's what's so amazing is that like through time he's been able to like kind of break a lot of these like stigmas.
Yeah, it's super
and
great.
He's allowed to kind of make jokes.
Yeah, I mean,
where like
you know,
most people it would be like they're gonna drag you through the mud because he's
Honestly,
created
there's a
a
podcast
culture.
that he's in when he started. Or he didn't start. There's a podcast that's huge, and I can't remember the name of it. But he
Joe Rogan
was
podcast.
at the no, yeah, it was at the beginning of his career, more or
Matt and
less.
Shane's secret podcast.
No. And they brought him on, and they tried to clown him, and he did the same thing where he was talking like he just was like, "Well, we're not allowed to have fun here," type shit.
Yeah.
And he, like, the host was being a dick. But he eventually, like, kind of came around to it because you can see he is genuinely funny.
Dude, you know who's the fucking king of doing this is Sam Morril.
Sam Morril.
Is it Sam Morril?
Yeah, Sam
I thought
Morril.
Morril is-
Yeah,
okay,
no,
Morril.
yeah, Sam Morril. He's very funny.
Dude, going on
I've seen him
going
live.
to
Yeah,
the
he's
Today
funny.
Show and being like, yeah, what is rape not funny? they're like, it's 8:00 in the morning, dude.
And he's got the perfect monotone,
Dude,
like
yeah.
really low
Yeah.
voice together. He's
Can
so
you pull
funny.
him up, just like just
Sam
like,
Morril is
like
funny.
Just do Sam Morril. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Sam Morril, and then just do
He's
videos. Just go on
so
videos. You'll see like the
funny.
first one's gonna be, or just do news. Yeah, just do news.
haven't
No,
seen
not
anything.
actually news, but like videos, and then put in news. Because like, bro, he'll go on like news channels to be like promoting his special, and then he'll
He'll steal the show. Yeah.
destroy
I feel like I've
everything.
seen one of his videos.
He's so funny. This audio is.
This is the
fucking-
worst video ever. Go back. We're wasting our time. No, we're wasting our time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, turn it up.
No, it's a joke. Yeah. Yeah. What an awful take, but that's hilarious. It's so hard to do comedy
no,
and
there's-
not
there's-
a comedy
yeah,
spot.
so no, this
Look,
is-
if you want to get a little political, the
nothing.
whole
Go
Tony
back, go back.
Hinchcliffe shit.
Just go
that
back.
pisses me off so much.
Go back.
Hang on, we're talking about something.
Right. Well, it's slightly
Topical
related.
All right.
The Tony Hinchcliffe thing. I don't care what side of the fucking the room that you're on, but I agree that he was doing jokes in an area you should not do jokes. It was funny as fuck,
It's pretty
regardless, and it's the smallest thing
canceled for
in
that.
comparison to his other jokes.
Yeah.
I watch Kill Tony regularly.
Yeah.
There are a million times worse jokes
Oh,
you
yeah.
can cancel Tony Hinchcliffe off of.
Oh yeah.
Calling, I'm not going to say it because I don't know how bad it is to the rest of the world. His joke was not that bad. Like, I don't find it that bad.
The thing
Well-
is, he's an insult comic.
Well,
Yeah.
and
But
then,
I will
then-
say to everybody else's credit, everybody saying that like Tony secretly cares about the trash epidemic that is in Puerto Rico, I think that's a shit cop out. Like, if you said the joke, own it. Just own it. You've said a million worse things than that. Why try to spin it like it's some ironic thing that you genuinely care about the trash problem in Puerto Rico? It was funny.
Here's my thing. Who knew about the trash Puerto Rico?
Well, that's their point.
Not
Their point
until
is
now.
it's now
Nobody
a thing
knew
that people are talking
Literally
about.
nobody knew. and now people do.
It was a funny joke at the end of the day.
That's like
any other island in that joke. It's
just like you were saying, like it's not like it's one of those things where it was like, oh, he was, he's being a rights activist.
He's not,
this was like an activist, position. No, it's like. Isn't that fucking funny?
Yeah,
that people are just. Isn't that crazy?
Comic.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
His whole bit is saying things that are out of pocket.
Edgy,
but at the same time, like
the
the outline of the bit is like, isn't that crazy that they're just dumping trash there? And it's like,
well, that's where
they thought that they could dump trash,
and they're like, well, isn't it? The bigger issue is that there's actually an issue, and it's like, no, the bigger issue is it's a joke, and you guys took it wrong.
But exactly, but
a joke.
Yeah, but even still, it's like that's what I'm saying. Like the outline of the joke is that like that's funny.
It is
that like
funny.
there's this place that people decided, well. I mean, where else would be better to throw trash at? It's fucking funny. Like, and like,
I hate that everybody kind of took that as like this big scapegoat and to turn it into something so much larger than it truly is.
Yeah,
it was such a cop out. It seemed like grasping at straws.
At the end of the day, apparently he did nothing.
Yeah, well. Yeah. And that's the funniest thing that came out of it is all the jokes after the fact
like,
where
dude,
Tony
ruins it.
he was jokingly like, well, if that didn't win, I would have had to have left and like gone somewhere else because it wouldn't have looked good for me. It would have looked like I caused that.
In speed of Shane Gillis's take on it, like they talked about it on like their podcast before the election, and they're like imagining like if it did go bad, and then World War III started, and then like a nuke hit, and then it would just be Tony looking at the mushroom cloud, going, unbelievable,
fucking believable.
That like he caused
sitting in
all
his
this.
throne. Yeah, that was on the Save Our Parks, right?
No, I think it was the Matt and Sing Secret podcast. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. Because
I don't view it as.
But see, like, and that's funny,
it
and like, it's funny.
Humanitarian joke.
Yeah, but like, even that is funny to like now joke about like the end of the world. Like, that's not funny. It's not funny to do about the end of the world. It's actually kind of fucking funny that Tony would be staring at a mushroom cloud and just being like, unbelievable. Like, that's fucking funny. Like, dude, like that's so. And honestly, like, if I'm about to die, I'd rather be sitting next to him and be like, dude, we're fucked. We have like 6 seconds. You fucked us. Like, that's so funny.
Yeah, I just hated what it turned into. Like, if you wanna bash somebody for being racist, sure, but
bro,
like have some fucking,
it's
like,
just
have
comedy.
something behind it.
It's just jokes, and like, bro, we talk about serious stuff on this podcast sometimes, and like most of the time, I kind of want to like keep it all jokes because like that's what lasts the longest. Like the laughs last longer than us being like, oh my god, look what the world is doing.
Time plus tragedy equals comedy.
Yeah,
every day.
Like when we're going through some of this bad stuff, like I feel almost like an impulse to be like as Adrian's like, he's like, yeah, like this country has gone to war. And I'm like, ha, well, you know what I mean? Like there has to be like this like comic relief because if not, it's like boy, I mean like nobody wants like some like sugar with their medicine, but like at the same time, it's like well. What are we gonna do here? Because like it's like we can't all just be doom and gloom forever.
All
you know
the
what
time,
I mean?
We're just gonna sit here and just like sit in our fucking pit of despair all day. Like,
yeah, there's too many like too much bad stuff that goes in the world, in the world.
I've already
every
decorated
day.
my pit of despair. Like, it's feeling pretty homely in here right now.
Yeah.
I look. There are things that you probably shouldn't joke about. Probably. But as a whole,
can you
think
of any?
Exactly. There's nothing that I find that's completely off limits. Like, it all comes from like nobody's doing it to be a dick necessarily. Like, yeah, you kind of have to be a dick to make some things funny, but like at the end of the day, this is not something that I like. I'm sitting at home like genuinely feeling like this is something that I find funny. It's funny. I know it's gonna get a rise out of somebody.
Yeah.
So I'll say it.
So I think just like it is like for people in Congress to work things out and to have conversations, I think it's the same way where like, if I can't find something funny about something, then like maybe it has no base.
Yeah.
Maybe it has nothing. Or maybe because I can make fun of it, it's not good,
No,
or maybe because I can make fun of it, it's like, oh, okay,
I
like, yeah,
think
that's
it's
good.
more,
Because you can make fun of something and be like, wow, can you imagine we never had a constitution until like blah blah blah. Like
No,
now it's like,
I think what it is it's a psychological response. Like no one wants to be uncomfortable.
Right.
No one wants to deal with like
break tension.
sad shit.
Yeah.
So what do? You laugh about it.
Yeah.
You make it fun.
If you don't laugh, you'll
there
cry.
are some people, and I get it, but there are people where that's just not an option.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
your problem.
That is your problem. I agree. Because, like, I forget who I was talking to about this recently, but I remember going to a haunted house as a kid, and I deal with things a little bit different. I laugh about everything. Nothing is off limits for me. So I don't really get behind the whole fear and horror genre. Like, I'm not a big horror scene movie type kind of guy.
I like scary movies.
I'm not a big fan of them.
You're wrong.
I laugh through them. That's the issue. So I go to this haunted house. I'm young. I'm like 13 to 15 ish with a friend of mine.
All I want to know is if there's any ghosts that pop out of the wall and just blow a big fat load of cum.
Not on this story, but
have you not seen the I Think You Should Leave?
I've seen some of them. but
There's
not
one when he
all
goes
of
into
them.
a haunted
That
house.
Makes a lot of
Dog,
sense.
okay, I'm sorry I
That
derailed you,
goes
and I
right
was
into
hoping you
that.
saw it. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
saw
totally
it.
fine. I've seen.
I know where
enough
you're
of them,
going.
Yeah. I can see him doing. That
We'll
whole
watch it.
scene
We'll
in
watch
my
it after
head,
the
yeah.
podcast. I'm so sorry, but yes,
But
haunted
like, so
haunted
yeah, I
movies.
go to this haunted house. I don't deal with things, I guess, like the normal person would. Like every jump scare, everything that might be scary, I'm like, haha, I saw that coming. Like maybe it's the ADD in my head where it's just like I can not predict everything, but like I can see shit. I already know where this is leading. Like in my
This
head.
feels like a jump scare
Right,
setup.
I've led into. I can see. I'm going around a corner. It's blind. Nothing scared me in the last 30 seconds. Something has to be behind this corner. So I'm already prepped and ready for something funny. So I crack a joke before we even round the corner or whatever. And it breaks the tension in my mind. Like, I don't really like that whole, like, waiting for type thing. So I need to kind of break the tension before it gets to that, so that I prepare myself for what I already know is about to happen. But I could see that not being everybody else's thing. So I remember going through this haunted house thing, and I was laughing the whole time, making jokes, blah, blah, blah. And like I said, it was me and my friend, his mom, and his mom's friend. So she was not happy with how I was enjoying myself in this haunted house thing. And she like made a point to like stop us in the middle and be like, can't you just let all of us enjoy it the way we enjoy it? And like in my head, I was like, well, this is me enjoying it the way I enjoy it. But I can see where you're at. Like this isn't the place for comedy. If you want to tie it back to the Tony Hinchcliffe thing, it's not the place for comedy. Doesn't make it any less funny.
Now here's another great perspective of that. Is like if you were watching a horror movie in a movie theater, and like as they were like, he's coming around the corner, and like in the middle of the movie, and then they're like, hey, there he goes, there he is. Like you're just derailing.
I was fucking shit up.
Yeah, dude, you were heckling. You were heckling the fucking show.
Yes, but I wasn't heckling the whole crowd. I was heckling my small group. So
yeah, you're like, look, there's no blade on the chainsaw. Look, blood, gore, blah.
Right. But that was a group of 5 of us.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
50.
Right. I'm totally against doing that shit if I'm in a crowd. Like I said, I went and saw Sam Morril.
Yeah.
Never once did I say anything out loud. I thought a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I never said anything out loud. This to me was we're in a small group of people. We're a group, you walk through and then the next group comes through. Like they don't hear anything.
Yeah.
That's how I was dealing with everything. I don't get scared. I just giggle. And she was not a fan of that. And that from that point on was like, oh shit, like chill. Like it's not everybody's the dumbass you are. Like
But to be fair, it is like it's better to go through life with laughter.
I
you know?
would think
and
so, too.
Like that's like our podcast perspective. I feel like is that like even when we have like Doom and Glue podcasts, we're like, like you have to because it's like
genuinely subjecting yourself to sadness to be sad.
Crazy,
kind of crazy. Yeah,
crazy.
So
I get, like,
you don't listen to sad music
I was about
when
to
it's
say,
raining outside.
No,
and you're driving down the car. You
I've
look
been
out
in a
the
couple
window.
breakups where I'll listen to some sad songs after the
dude,
fact.
you hit
but it's
the
never,
Neo, Neo soundtrack.
Bro, I had that album as a kid. Of course, I play Neo. But I can't get behind that being like more than a day or an hour's worth of your time. Like,
yeah, like something like some kind of bone in you is like this is great. I have to be happy. Like happy makes me better.
Being
happy.
sad is prolonging this issue. Just get
just as like not like nobody is just like.
Right.
But like when you are happy or when you're full of jokes, like jokes are like kind of in your, because that's what's so good about like this whole podcast. Like when we get done here, like I'm gonna be buzzing for like hours. You know what I mean? Because like it's just this energy that like just kind of happens after like laughing for hours on end.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just in a good mood now. Like, you know what I mean?
For 15 minutes straight just because Fluff took his mic out of the stand.
That was good.
Yeah. So like when that kind of stuff happens, you're like,
right.
Yeah, it's just a different.
Stirs
like,
up the monotony of life. You know, like it's. Yeah. I get it. I'm struggling just as much as anybody else is struggling. Like, I don't enjoy what is going on. Like, but like, I'm not happy genuinely day to day. But if I can make,
I think I'm pretty happy.
I would say I'm not
genuinely.
I'm not like sad, but I'm not like, I can't say that this is the greatest. This isn't what I envisioned being 31 would be.
This is not what you wanted,
right?
Yeah.
So
I thought I'd be farther by now.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I'd have so much more going for me than being happy because I just got my fire cape in RuneScape. Like, that should not be.
That shouldn't be the highlight of my week.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, dude,
you worked harder for that cape.
I did work very hard for that, and it's a huge accomplishment. But
yeah, well, that's actually a fun. It's a fun topic because there's been a point that I wanted to like bring this up on a podcast since we started, and possibly I have no recollection of it, but like the meaning of life.
Oh, that's 42.
42. Do you know that that's so much deeper than it actually is?
Can you enlighten me?
Yeah, I will. So,
appreciate it.
If you had to go into,
I thought you never asked.
Right? Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment. No, it's something I saw online. I'm just regurgitating it badly. You can even search it as.
That's actually my favorite.
I
haven't had an original. I haven't had an original thought since like 2004.
Exactly. All of my humor is just regurgitated shit from somewhere else.
Dude.
But
I live vicariously.
That's fucking funny.
Everyone. What?
That's a Google calculator.
The answer to the universe and everything. 42 is Google Calculator's answer to that.
Bro, actually, the more we were saying this, I'm actually going to rewatch that movie. And I don't think Holly's actually watched it, but it's quite the movie. I want to read the book. Please. Yeah,
so
we derailed
what it
again.
goes into, it does go into a bit of coding and a little nerd talk.
Okay.
But evidently, when coding, 42 is the code for just generic anything. You can have any input or whatever you make it, I think, is the actual. I don't know what any of this says. Yeah, it's a lot of math.
Keep talking about whatever you're talking about. I'm looking through this.
So 42, it just when you want to code something, that's the bare, and I'm doing this not a good service.
Yeah,
and I wish Adrian could find it before I finish.
If you're
this.
Botching this, it's fine. Just give us the gist. Give me the gist of why 42 is important.
The gist of it is that when coding, 42 is whatever you make of it.
Magic numbers used by programmers in tag image file format. The second 16-bit word of every file is 42. An arbitrary but carefully chosen number that further identifies a file as a TIFF file. Is that something?
No, that's not what I was going after. But it basically just means whatever you make of it. And that's where the true answer, as goofy as 42 may be, it boils down to the answer to life is anything you make of it. So
so life is what you make it.
Right, exactly. Life is what you make it. So they even kind of like fit that in. If you wanted to dive deep into it, it's the answer to the universe is genuinely whatever you make of it. Whatever you make of life is life. That's life to you. You know, it's your life.
Well, do you ever?
And I wish I could find that exact like thing that I had seen, but it really I was like, wow, that's pretty fucking that's up there.
Do you ever have moments in life where you feel like you're a main character?
Yeah,
do you throw yourself into that movie?
No, it's like
I don't know. I look at other people and go, yeah, I am totally an NPC. I am
the majority of my life I go through and I really because I bring it up. This is the fourth time I've said it. I'm 31.
Here you go. Let me undo everything you just said. Douglas Adams, the guy who wrote it, says he picked the number simply as a joke with no deeper meaning.
Oh, that hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. But either way, fuck, what was I just saying?
Well, so here I'll give you a little riff. So like there's moments because I'm big on like exercise and stuff. So there's moments like just working out, like when I don't want to, and I drug myself through it, and I think like right there in the middle of it, I'm like where I didn't want to work out, and then I did it, and then I felt so good about it, and then in the middle of it, I'm like, yeah, see, like if I was watching myself, I would feel good. And then there's
that's
like
the bane of the hedonistic lifestyle right there.
And then and then there was like other moments in my life where like I got like my back injury, and then I was like, I remember like immediately feeling like, dude, this is the beginning of the fucking end. And I wasn't thinking.
I crushed a finger and I thought that. I was like, my whole life is over here. A small, insignificant portion.
But like,
of my life
for me, like I hurt my back and I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sit. I was like barely like moving correctly without like being in pain. And there was this like weird thing where I was like, oh shit, like this is like the beginning of a movie. This would be like that movie thing.
Oh, you'd be the protagonist? And and
so
what, are you going to be Luigi?
No, different movie.
It's illegal to say.
No, like maybe like
I want to kill
I was thinking like a boxing movie, but fine. Like he rises to the occasion.
You got problems with
Apollo Creed, maybe too. I don't know. Like so, but there was that moment where I was like, because I was drinking a bunch, because I was just like sedentary, and like weeks had gone by of like, and it was like right around this time of year where I had a bunch of time off, and like instead of like exercising or stretching or like Googling and figuring out how I can make myself better, I was just drinking, and I was like, ah, shit. And I was like, dude, you got to get your shit together. I went to like physical therapy, and I was feeling really good, and I was like kind of like back to like normal things, and that was that point where I was like, dude, I think you're gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
then there's highs.
live.
Then there's highs and lows, and you hit that point where like you're gaining weight, and you're not really feeling good about yourself, and you're like, dude, this is fucked, you know. And then like I'm like, but hey, like if I was watching this movie, I'd be like, why doesn't that motherfucker just go work out? It's in his basement. Go work out. Go do something. Like you have internet. Like go. You have every reason to like be great.
It's so hard to push yourself to do stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah.
It's like so difficult.
Yeah. And like there's an introvert.
Speaking from experience,
like a close up version of like what is the meaning of life? But like when I look back and. Now I'm about a year out from the back injury, and like I'm way better, and like I can like actually work out. Like for a lot of things I can't do still, but like
you're not 100.
I'm not 100%, but I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, it's amazing. But like, but yeah, it's one of those moments where like, because like it's like, what is the meaning of life? And it's like, well, if you look back on it and you go, are you proud of what you did in your life, like from here on, and like from back of what you've done, are you proud? And it's hard with like social media. You see other people being way more.
Well, that's the issue.
Seeing people being way
joy or something.
I think that's where I differ, is because like I feel like I've done enough, and I've not done everything. I don't have kids. I've never been married or anything.
Right, it's not a huge one.
Right, but I feel like if I died tomorrow, I wouldn't really have too many regrets about it. Like I've done enough in my life where I'm like, I've enjoyed myself.
Fulfilled.
But that goes into that hedonism like thing where it's like all I've done is just enjoyable
all those good
things.
memories that you're thinking of.
They're all straight good memories. I've never done anything hard necessarily.
So you never felt the masculine call to die for something bigger than yourself?
I would in the event that it happened, but not the day-to-day. Like I don't wake up hoping there's a damsel in distress I could save, like,
or a grenade that you're
right.
Like,
I could jump on. But that's like if it happened and there was a cause I believed in enough, I would absolutely go for it.
You've seen those memes, though. It's like women. I hope I die, in bed, surrounded by my family and loved ones, and then men. It's just like,
I hope I died saying "oops" around a really bad turn. I shouldn't have taken. Like,
whoopsies.
Yeah,
I saw what I'm talking about. But no, I mean, it's usually got the like a prayer, the orchestral version from the Deadpool movie, and it's like some guy running into battle.
Yeah,
dude, I could go out, like I said, tomorrow. Oops, misjudging a turn, and be just as happy.
Yeah,
like,
and
I didn't die doing something I love.
So you have seen that meme, though. It's like if I die,
don't say I died doing something I love.
Don't say I died smiling doing what I love. Say I died going oops because I misjudged a turn like a man.
That's the sooner, happier death of me. It's just
dude. I was also just because diet is another thing where I think about, but I don't necessarily do.
Dieting?
Could never. Yeah, I've thought about it a couple times.
I'm on that seafood diet.
Yeah. Is that an actual scale right there? Does that work?
It's an actual scale.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick pause.
No,
real quick.
don't do it. So you just tap it and then there you go.
Yeah.
You're fine, dude. It's fine. You're full of beer. It's fine.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
I wear it well.
You do wear it well. You're so handsome.
325 pounds.
Dude, also think about this. You have a full head of hair.
That's full.
You have a full head of hair.
You have a massive head of
You
hair.
have a massive head of hair.
I put it up because I was worried.
I went bald at 21. Come on, dude. I had a short-lived run. And you know what I never did? I don't think I ever did a mohawk. I was I could have had dreads. I could have done whatever I wanted.
There's a second one in here somewhere.
You ever
behind me.
Yeah, you ever think about crazy hairstyles?
Yeah.
You have every reason to just go with crazy hairstyles.
This was because it was a thing where it was what if I do go bald? I never knew what it was like with long hair.
Yeah.
I was I gotta figure that out.
Dude, you're going through the course.
Y'all got these deep reasons for having long hair. I've got long hair because all the barber shops in Westchester are on the fucking street and don't have parking.
You can't park a land yacht on street parking.
Yeah.
So I'm well, I guess I'm not getting a haircut because I can't find somewhere to fucking park. I don't feel like walking 2 blocks.
Well, I mean, speaking of being introspective, and one of my favorite things to bring up, when I do talk about to other people about the meaning of life.
Did we ever talk about the meaning of life? I know Todd wanted us to.
He did. That's what. Shout out Todd Finnegan. He wanted me to bring this up, but a long time ago. But the
your mic is in your
one of my bring that hoe to you. So just recently, before Mike Tyson's last fight.
Oh, what a fucking shit.
Yeah, what a shit show. But he did this interview, of course, with this kid. This kid, for some reason, there's this this
the young girl.
The young girl.
He hits her with the deepest life meaningest shit you've ever seen.
Bro.
It's a 12 some odd year old girl.
Yeah, dude. And it's look, this would be a cute opportunity for this girl to get her little start. Maybe she's in high school. She wants to do this for a living.
She's 45, divorced.
And he's she's you have a crazy legacy. What do you think about your legacy? He's I don't care about my legacy. What if I die? If I die tomorrow, I don't really care. Nobody's gonna remember me. Nobody's gonna care. If I die, I'm gone. Nobody really gives a fuck. Everybody, he's cussing in front of everybody. No one really cares. What is a legacy? What is a legacy? Why does it matter what I did? I'm gonna die, and life is gonna go on. People are gonna live. People are gonna do better things and greater things. What I did is nothing. That man has accomplished so much, dedicated so much of his life. So much money, so much fame, so much experiences.
Couldn't separate himself to realize that this is a childhood interview.
But also,
couldn't take himself out of this.
That's the funny takeaway.
I'll give it to him. He was so in the zone that he couldn't even.
Yeah, that's. But again, see,
that was the realest answer you were gonna get.
Yeah, and there's another perspective where you're hey, you're not supposed to laugh at that. You know what I mean? No, that's fucking funny.
That is funny.
Everything's funny if you make a good joke of it, and you made a good joke of it. And you're right. It's so funny.
That's the issue. It's not funny when you don't understand humor.
Exactly.
But if you give somebody who understands humor the opportunity, they can make a fucking amazing joke about it.
Yeah.
9/11 is one of those things.
Yeah.
Bringing back Shane Gillis.
Tough.
He got semi-canceled over the saying the Australians in the World Trade Center.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was it that? I thought it was something else.
No. He got actually he got actually canceled over an Asian joke.
Yeah.
But he got semi-canceled over the Australian joke because there were actual Australian people in the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
And he made a joke about how funny it would be if there was
I can't take anyone with Australian accent seriously.
Yeah. But it's very true.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Oh, look out! There's another one. That's genuinely funny.
Now we're canceled.
Dude, and there's another video that he brought up on Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast, is how I found it.
Yeah.
But there's a video of this guy paragliding in Australia, and as he's paragliding down to land, there's 3 kangaroos that are coming towards him, and he's coming down. He's like, get out of here. All right, fuck off. They're kicking him and shit. They're like, fucking kangaroo. Dude, like, how fucking funny. How,
funny.
in like such a wild place. In
lawless.
Dude, it's just a lawless, just wilderness that
where
is
we sent
that is
prisoners, bro.
Australia.
Like, that's what we did.
Like, bro, they just have kangaroos and you can just like land somewhere, accidentally land
massive
near
fucking
where
spiders.
kangaroos are, and they'll just fuck you up. That's funny. You're like, dog,
They'll
it's
drown
comedy.
you.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they will. They're
Yeah.
fucking ruthless down there.
Fucking kangaroo. Fucking
Get
kangaroo.
in the fucking car, Morty. Sorry, that's just. I've been obsessed with the Bushwick adventure or Bushland Adventures from
Adventures.
Rick
We're
and
going to
Morty.
Bendigo.
I haven't
We're
seen
going to
this.
Bendigo, Morty.
I haven't
It was
seen
this random skit that they released on like an April Fool's a couple years ago.
That's funny.
Where an Australian animator, I guess, made the episode, and
Yeah.
it's fucking
It's awful.
horrible.
It's
It's a
terrible.
terrible episode, but I just can't stop quoting it. It's so funny. Are we allowed to TP break?
You want to TP?
T
TP.
for a P break, you know. What
T
I'm saying?
for
So the VC box. I was thinking legitimately like verbatim VC box. I didn't know it was the VSEE box. Oh my god, there's specs.
So
Why do you need 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM on your?
allegedly you can just watch whatever you want.
Who's got the server though?
So
Like,
the
who
best-
controls the server?
That's what I'm saying. I had
Yeah.
no idea, right? I had like no ideas the ins and outs, and I was hoping that like maybe you guys had heard about it, and Adrian hadn't heard about it either. But people are using this, and like, look, like all of these national news stations you just get for free, and it's a one-time purchase. It's like $100 or something, like $115 or 120, something like that.
So it's not something you can like. I can't log into the website and like watch all this stuff. I have to have the actual.
You have
VC
to
box
once you
itself.
buy the box, you get everything for free forever. There's no like subscription. There's no annual payment. There's no nothing. You buy it once.
Interesting. That's
you
a
get- you get
beautiful
everything.
business model that I wish more people were like
You
involved
mean
with.
where you own what you buy
Right,
instead
yeah.
of everything as a service?
Everything, yeah.
which
We've
actually
got
that's
subscription.
That's
like,
a great conversation because also
You guys have subscription fatigue.
yeah. So the
Yeah,
exactly.
I love paying
so
a
there's
monthly subscription for my heated
Right.
seats in my $80,000
Well,
BMW.
even so, if
Not
you want
even-
to take it away from that,
I mean,
like
fuck.
you now have to spend $40 a month, which is two or three times more than a normal cable bill
Nah, not
to see
really.
all.
no.
I know.
I have the perfect example. You buy a pay-per-view fight. What are you looking at?
one fight, and
Your
God
ads.
forbid
You're
yeah,
looking at ads.
Yeah,
in
100%
the
ads.
I'm like, is it pay-per-view or is this commercials? Like, what did I pay for? Why am I paying for this while they're also doing ads?
running ads.
It's like,
yeah, exactly. It should be free. If you're running ads, like
like,
why
you paid,
are you?
yeah, I
yeah.
paid. No. I
No,
paid
no, yeah,
money
exactly.
to watch this.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
not
the same argument
supposed
could be
to see
said about
ads.
cable.
Yeah, it's
Just
bullshit.
period.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, dude. And then
Well, that's like it's funny. That was whole XM's like whole spiel, wasn't it? The whole beginning of like XM was like ad-free
What
music, all
originally
that. Yeah,
cable was.
fair.
Yeah.
You had your public broadcast television
Which is your
that had
ad-free,
ads, and then
yeah.
you had cable, which you paid for it. It was ad free at first, and then
So where did we lose
and now
that?
streamers
Like,
are now
yeah.
streaming services have ads.
I'll explain it to you.
Right, yeah. Hulu
Pharmaceutical
and all that have ads.
companies.
Big pharma.
No, I'll explain it to you. It's the enshittification of fucking everything.
Yeah.
Well,
it's gotten pretty bad.
There is a gigantic. Here we go.
There you go. Yep. What you got?
So, one of the number one spenders for ads on television today are pharmaceutical companies, and
That's fair. I've seen
which
a
is
ton of-
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is funny because in
And-
Europe that's actually illegal.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They can't advertise medicine on TV.
Actually, in every single country except for United States and Australia, you're not allowed to.
So they disbanded with like cigarette commercials, but they kept that. It's
Yeah,
in the same
exactly.
vein, in my
Yeah, and
opinion.
it-
well,
like,
this is
and-
good for you.
yeah. It's the only difference is-
exactly. Allegedly, until you get to like Ozempic and shit, and like
Yeah, what's
the
going on
tinfoil
with
hat
that?
staying on for this, and like, dude, Ozempic is ridiculous.
Yeah, that
so,
one's getting pretty crazy.
Yeah, so
Everybody's
the
on
fact-
it, but it's got the worst
the
shit
fact-
known to man.
Yeah, so what the Ozempic is doing is it's a GLP-1 inhibitor.
Mm-hmm.
So a GLP-1 is something that is created in your body. It's a hormone.
Yeah.
So it's with it's involved with all the systems in your body, including your brain, to your kidneys, to your pancreas. Like all of these systems all create all of these little inputs that create a GLP-1. These drugs are creating that GLP-1 thing, which essentially is once that GLP-1 inhibitor has been put into you, like now you don't feel hungry anymore.
Yeah.
So
it's in the brain, or is it in like
it's everything.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So it's in every part of like of your body, and so what essentially happens is that like you just don't feel hungry anymore, and you don't eat. It is literally liquid anorexia, is what it is.
Yeah,
and so the issue is that
form anorexia.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an injection, so it's like a liquid injection. So it's liquid anorexia, and then so the huge issue with this is the number one fact is that like if you're not eating, you're not getting the nutrients that you need.
Yeah,
and like
there's
a great
you're
argument.
Not getting the calories, but you're also missing out on a million other things that you're not getting. Yeah, nutrients involved.
So,
you
know, if you're doing your blood work and you're supplementing with all of this stuff while you're not eating, and you are someone who's overweight or has diabetes, this is a perfect drug. This is great. And that's why like I'm also pro pharmaceuticals. Like this is a great thing
in moderation and under the right circumstances.
Exactly. Yeah. But now it's been labeled by like as like a weight loss drug, and it's not what it does. It's a side effect because if you have diabetes, you're probably overweight. You know, and it's like it's one of those like weird things. And like now it's like this like fad weight loss thing that people are taking, and like now it's being linked to thyroid cancer because again like thyroid is a hormone, you know, and like now you're playing around with all of that, and like and it changes those things, and especially if you are somebody who's like, you know, pre-diabetic or something like that, your body's in just it's in disarray. So to be able to take this kind of stuff and like just willy-nilly, it is insane. And then on top of that, you know, everybody's pushing it onto like even people as young as 13 years old. Which like instead it's like, hey, at 13 maybe you should just be like not having so many Pop-Tarts and like maybe we have more oranges.
You're a little bit able. Like, you're more able to be an active human being as opposed to like when you're 40 years old and your joints are hurting. You can't exactly go out and exercise.
Yeah.
Yes. Give them Ozempic.
Right.
The 13-year-old who has fucking bountiful
has
energy.
Their entire life ahead of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
and like I may sound like the old, you know. I sound boomer where it's like, well, just go outside and run. You're young, you got the energy, but like it's true.
But everybody knows that
it's
there's only so much time during the day. Everybody has jobs. Everyone has kids and things and bills and like problems, shit stacking up.
Just go out.
Yeah. So you can't always, and like, and everybody has their own scenarios. And I think that Ozempic like does like, and
it has a place.
It has a place.
It has a place.
Yeah.
With
everything, moderation is a huge portion of that.
It's just you see this disgusting push.
It's cheats.
And
it's everybody cheating to be skinny.
Yeah, exactly.
They're using it as a cheat code and not because they
had to
have
work
to.
for this figure.
That's the thing.
Yeah, Adrian.
I'm a terrible example.
You're the worst example.
We live the same lifestyle.
Yeah,
look at us.
Well, and so I always tell people I'm done with this because
we're in a normal.
See, what actually happens is I'm transferring all my fat to Fluff.
So I just
hold all for him. We cuddle at night.
It's a warm thing.
Yeah.
That's purely warm. But yeah, so I was just talking to you and some of the guys at work about this, where like, you know, I am very in tune with like the like I enjoy the fact that like if I have like after having all these drinks tonight and having a good time with you guys, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. And some people can do all of this kind of stuff and they feel nothing, and they have no repercussions because alcohol just it
so
blends
just
with
be
that.
under 25.
Sure, no, but seriously, like some people,
best cure for hangovers.
Some people,
one of our coworkers was saying like, man, I wish I had, you know, a crazy metabolism so I could just eat whatever and not gain weight. And that's when Keith was like, no, you don't want that because
you have
having the consequence of gaining weight gives you a heads up like, hey, you're fucking up.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
super useful
and like the same thing with
have,
alcohol. Like when you drink alcohol, like if you're like a person who doesn't get hangovers, it's like you have no symptoms of like how bad
you
this
have no
stuff
idea
is
what
for
you're doing to yourself. And
it's a great time. And like speaking of that, boys,
life.
cheers. Let's bring it in for a little cheers real quick.
I'm not
and again,
lie,
we're
that's
bringing it back
been
in.
my whole life. I've gone to all these raves, all these music festivals. And I'm like,
good stuff.
Staying up till 3 a.m, partying, and then going to work the next morning isn't killing me, so it can't be that bad.
Exactly.
Now I'm 30. it hurts. I
Yeah.
shouldn't have fucking done that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
sure, it didn't hurt then.
Yeah.
It does hurt later.
Yeah.
So I lived, like I said, I lived a really fun lifestyle in my
Exactly.
20s. I had tons of fun.
That's
You
how it's supposed to be.
embodied,
crazy
I'm
shit.
here for a good time,
Exactly.
not a long
Yeah,
time.
long time.
I was hoping to not be here. I didn't want to live this long.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I'm reaping my own repercussions.
You
and
open this can of
boy,
worms,
does
it's
yeah.
time to sleep
yeah.
in
It
it.
fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
and like and a little bit, but again, like the same thing. Where like I'm a person who like I'll gain weight. Like if I'm doing something like a bad diet or like not working out, like I have been for the last year because of my back injury. Like I feel the weight gain on, and I am really good with like diet stuff. I don't go crazy.
yeah.
You know, but
Oh,
like
you're certainly better than
but
me.
yeah, and like, but even that being said, I'm like one of those people that are like, well, I have dieted, and I do have a job that like, you know, I literally do have to move around all the time, and I'm always using
That's
energy.
always my excuse.
And like, and people
And,
are like,
yeah.
oh yeah, well that you know, why how should I be gaining weight? And it's like, well, yeah, well, like. What's crazy is that you're supposed to keep moving, and it's just so hard to.
It's
and
tough.
so yeah, and so like not to go into the dieting thing because like it is crazy, and again like I'm one of those people that suffers from like all I want to do is like I just wish I had all the time in the world to just like work out, which is like I fantasize about being like working at like a firehouse, you know, where I get to just like fucking
Just be
hang out
burly all
yeah,
day,
dude. I
yeah.
just like hang out there for like 24 hours for like, you know, 3 days straight and just like, you know, eat and work out and play video games and like, and that's a drastic, it's a
Unattainable,
terrible,
yeah.
like just like blanket statement of like, and that's not how most of them go, but like, but you know what I mean? And like the same with the military, those guys are just like working out and like, you know, it's like, man, I fantasize of that. Or like, where instead like, I'm just like, working my head to the bone, and then like, and then I come home and I have no energy to work out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what am I
the
supposed-
biggest
and I
issue.
gotta wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to work, and it's like it's
Yeah.
nuts. And so like, there's no room to work out. It's so difficult. So like to
That's
drag,
We all get
to
the
drag
same 24
yourself.
hours
Right.
that Oprah
Yeah.
has. No, bullshit.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
that's
She-
like
10 of
why I
my
was doing
hours
it
are
ex-
just work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I weighed myself because, like, I've noticed I have an active lifestyle where my
Yeah.
job is I'm on my feet all day. I'm lifting
how
heavy
many,
shit.
How many steps do you normally take?
Over
on your phone?
8,000 a
Yeah.
day.
So
yeah.
I noticed that too when I was a mechanic. I walked more
I'm
than I do
walking
now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh,
miles
for sure.
a day as a mechanic.
Yeah, because like you're stuck in this like one spot
Yeah.
where you have to like, it's not like you get to like just like go here, go there. Like we're like maybe we have to climb up a couple ladders,
Yeah.
like to the
But I have to go
rooftop,
from my
or-
part,
or, like,
my toolbox to parts 15
Yeah.
times a day. I have
And
to go
from
from my
parts
toolbox
to
to the
parking
inspection
lot.
container, spot,
Yeah.
whatever, 15 times a day. It adds up.
And to the parking
100%.
lot.
But
and
like,
then
so
around
here's my
front,
thing.
and
So
then to
like,
the showroom.
I back onto my hedonistic lifestyle. I was telling Adrian before I got here, I was like, maybe I should get a sweet treat before I go over to Keith's. And no, I should not, because I have now Pavloved myself to every time I get a meal, sweet treat follows.
Yeah.
And I've been like, dude, it's bad. I'm Italian, so like your boy loves a cannoli. I've been slamming cannolis like it's nobody's business.
I thought you were Samoan.
Yeah. Samoa, Maui, whatever.
Some-
That's
some
actually. Thank you. That's
Thank
how
you.
I've noticed my weight. I used to get, with my hair being as long as it is, I used to get and this is going to sound so. It's better when somebody says it and I don't have to say it. I used to get Aquaman all the time. Fucking,
Oh,
what's his
dude.
name? Jason
Momoa.
Jason,
Jason
yeah, I say
Momoa.
no.
Momoa.
Jason Momoa.
nah, he's
but
Samoa.
that's what I have slowly. It started at the Jason Samoa. That's when I started to realize an issue with my weight. People would say you look like a Samoan, Jason Momoa, and I was like, okay, so Jason Samoa.
Yeah.
And now I have stopped getting Jason Momoa
Nah,
entirely. I get
you're
Maui.
You're
And that is where I have a weight problem.
but dude,
I need to stop with the sweet treats.
Yeah.
I want to get back to Jason Momoa, not
Yeah.
Samoa. Give me back to Jason Momoa. And I don't want to be
so-
Maui anymore.
yeah, no, I get you. But like, what's beautiful about all of that though, like what you're saying, is that
Look
like
at this
there's
hunk. That was the other thing. I used to hate being. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
I used to hate being called Jason Momoa because look at this fucking guy.
Dude's
You are
stud.
doing a disservice to this
a
man.
stud.
Like, you know, you said that you've gained weight, but you didn't come from that.
Right, that's the other thing. I didn't start there, so it was wild that I
Right.
was getting that to begin with.
Right.
But then the easy transition into Maui really hurts. Like, nobody blinked an eye. They
Yeah.
immediately switched from Jason Momoa to, you look like Maui.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, how did you
Fuck.
lose weight last time? You just need to get appendicitis again.
Yeah, appendicitis was the big kick, and then
Oh,
it was
that
just
sucked.
like working full time. But I already work
Yeah.
full time, so
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit 30 and your metabolism.
that's the
shut
issue.
fuck
I
down.
hit 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am now aged out of looking somewhat decent.
Yeah, well, I would say that one of the big takeaways from that, like, and like, because we were talking about like being active at work, because like people go like, oh, well, at least
That
you're,
is when
at
I
least you're
gained
active.
weight was when I was not working
Yeah.
for a while. When I had my hand injury, that's what kicked the weight gain back up.
Right.
Stop it. I can't argue with that.
I'm just switching right now.
I can't argue. That is so comparable. It's not even funny.
I mean, I know what you're dressing for Halloween now.
It's the easiest. I just need
Well,
so many
dude,
more
I mean, it's a cool thing to look like.
He's not a bad person to emulate.
It's
but,
not
like,
bad.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
To go from Jason Momoa to that, though, it hurts. Deep down, it hurts.
Well, so
Lean into it. Lean into it. Get the tattoos.
Yeah, get the tribal tattoos. I already have one across my back. I'm fine. I'm on my way. We have the same hair.
Can you make that face?
Not now.
Not now.
Not
No,
while I'm
no.
laughing. But
Yeah.
like,
well, dude, so like the big thing with like being able to have a job where you do get to move, like although it's not going to attribute to weight loss,
yeah.
it contributes certainly to like life longevity.
If I wasn't working,
It's life
fuck,
longevity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it
because
could be
like,
worse.
that's
Yeah,
what
it
I-
could be so much
Yeah,
worse. I'd
because-
probably be back to my 400-pound days
Yeah.
when I was younger.
But your knees might still be working.
But that's well,
well,
no, not
so-
at 400 pounds, probably not.
Eh, maybe not.
So this is my thing, and this is why like when I talk about Ozempic and like unless you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, like those are the times where like you have to like do those, you have to do that. But like if you are like moving and you're overweight, like you're in a much better position as
than
opposed
somebody
to somebody
stationary
who's
or like working
stationary.
at an office job
Yeah,
or something.
and
yeah.
you're taking Ozempic.
I would say if I'm not currently in shape right now, but
Yeah.
if you compared me to an office worker, I'd probably run circles.
Like,
around
not,
the
not
guy.
even
Yeah,
ignoring
no,
like
no,
weight,
no,
yeah.
just like
No,
the
like,
ability
yeah,
to walk
100%
around.
on weight. If you grabbed an office worker at 327 pounds, they would not look like I look. They would
Right.
be a 327
Yeah,
pound.
Because
And,
muscle
like,
weighs
just like
more
you
than
were
fat.
saying,
So
Exactly.
you might have
You-
some
not
on
that
you,
I'm
but you've
strong.
got-
Yeah.
yeah. Not
Like
that
you were
I'm
saying, like, you're-
muscly,
But your
I-
legs.
I was about to say, I
one of
played
your
rugby.
legs is twice my legs.
I played
Yeah.
rugby and football. My legs are tree trunks. Like,
Yeah.
And there's fat encasing around
Yeah.
the muscle. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of weight in these legs.
Yeah, and you said yourself you do carry it very
Right,
well.
I-
Like it's,
yeah,
it's
at
not,
the
like,
best,
it's not
yeah.
like you were just like a large guy.
When you
like,
say
you're not,
327, you
Yeah.
don't expect a person like me.
Yeah.
You expect 250, 260 to look like me.
yeah,
The second you start getting to the 300s, you're looking at like a big dude.
yeah,
Like a
yeah, because
huge
like to
dude.
be honest, like you have like
Dense.
you have body
I'm
build.
tall and I'm dense.
Yeah, yeah, cause exactly. And that's what helps too is that you're really tall. But you have like bodybuilder, like
Yeah, if I put the work in,
like
yeah, I'd have
nightclub
that.
bouncer kind of body
That's the thing,
style.
if
Well, he
I-
was a
if I
bouncer
were
at
to-
Jake's.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a bouncer.
Yeah.
If I were to lose the weight, I would never look skinny. I would never look like Adrian.
Exactly.
looks. I will always look like a big dude.
Yeah,
that's
you'll-
cut.
You
Like,
wish
yeah.
you
you'll
could
be-
have this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I will never have that frame.
you'll
no matter
have-
what I do.
Yeah, you'll have a muscular physique.
I mean, you
for
could
sure.
starve.
Because like that's
I could starve.
For
I can go
several
the
days.
Christian Bale
Yeah.
route and look like
Yeah.
a crackhead, but
yeah,
yeah.
the machinist.
yeah, I would look insane.
Crazy.
but
Yeah.
I
So
still would have
that-
the shoulders. I would
Yeah.
still have the rib cage. That would be just a big dude rib cage.
So like my point to like even bringing up Ozempic and all that is like because I wanted to just harp on the fact that like people are looking for six packs and finding Ozempic and like dude, it's way better to be carrying weight and being able to lift and move.
Well, you look at powerlifters like the strongest man competition. None of those
different
people
humans.
are cut.
Well, no, dude. So
They're all
that's
fat dudes.
No, so hang on. So
perceivably fat dudes.
Sure. But I mean, but even those
They're built like that.
those power lifters probably are cut up and like they're not like. Okay, no, you're right. They're
built
not.
like
they're not
Maui.
Jason Momoa cut up like in those like last.
No, they're Maui.
They're Maui.
Yeah,
they're all
they're
Maui.
a bit
They're
more
all
like
husky fucking
softer,
dudes.
rounded.
You can see it.
men.
Look, I don't know if this image is still on screen, but look at his arm, his bicep.
Yeah.
It may be circled by a tattoo. He's fat with a bicep.
Right.
Like when you see
Right.
those like actual, not bodybuilders, the actual strong men. Their arms are huge, but you can tell there's a definition.
I know
it's
what you're
not
saying.
cut, but there's
Yeah.
a definition of a muscle.
Yeah.
Same thing with their
They
chests.
don't. They don't look impressive. They just look like large men.
Yeah, you put a sweatshirt and sweatpants on that guy, and you think he's every other fat guy.
Yeah.
Look at the gut of some. Yeah, that guy right there.
That's an example.
Yeah.
Those two.
He cut. That's apparently
that
the
would-
same
yeah.
guy. But like
Well,
when they're
okay, no, that's a
competing,
before and
but
after.
that's
Yeah,
what they
Eddie
look
Hall.
like.
That's Eddie Hall, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it is Eddie Hall.
But yeah, when they're competing
Huge,
in like
strong
strongman
dude.
competitions, there's not a lot.
And like that's
his pecs
cut.
are
That's
fucking massive.
And like
but
that's cut up for Eddie Hall.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: if you sock that guy in the gut, it'd be like punching a brick wall.
Yeah,
like
he's
there's
solid.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
there'd be an
nothing-
inch of give, and then it would hurt.
Yeah, it would hurt bad.
Yeah,
Not even an inch of give.
Yeah, not even an inch. Yeah. Well, so here's my point. So one of the big things that like on my
when
little,
they dehydrate, that's how they end up. Exactly.
Yeah.
If he goes
Oh, that
through
is actually
one
cut up at all.
dehydration, one or two dehydration, like when they
Cycles,
sit in the
yeah.
Epsom salt baths, he'll
Mm-hmm. Sweat
look
it
like
all
that.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
water weight.
Yeah.
But sure.
Yeah, of course. So here's my point.
Yeah,
so
fat versus
when I
dead.
when I got like onto this journey of like fixing my back, like finding mobility, bringing mobility into my life, and like doing it instead of doing like the bro exercises that I've always like aspired to like do. Instead, like now doing like mobility stuff on that journey, like what I figured out, and people like Peter Attia, and there's a bunch of people who talk about like life and longevity. It's about having muscle. So like, and which is I've explained this to Adrian a bunch of times, where I genuinely am worried about Adrian, like as he gets older. Yes. As he gets older, he's not going to have the muscles that are going to keep his body because like it's not
but
only
he works in a job
no, but
that
no. Here's the thing. This is the true science of it.
Yeah.
Is that like bone density degrades over time.
bone density
So does
degrades,
muscle.
muscle mass
Yeah,
degrades
muscle
once you
mass
get past like
degrades.
30 to 35. That like time period.
So Adrian's smart enough to know, but he just needs a friend to remind him, and that's me.
But I
so
don't think
my
lifting
point,
suits
yes, it
him.
does. Yes. So lifting, the only thing that will enhance bone density is resistance training.
I thought it was
So-
impact. Like
I was about to
running.
say impact. Anything where you're using the bone is like that's why fighters have knuckles.
Yeah, no. So
'Cause-
but you don't need to be fighting. You don't need.
You
to
don't
be,
need to, but
like, there's-
punching something, impacting something creates the calcium
honestly,
buildup.
to be honest, it's going to be more of like you're going to get injured doing that. I think there's going to be a huge loss in return. But instead,
See, this is why I don't like health stuff because there's conflicting reports
yeah,
everywhere.
So- It goes both ways.
I'm gonna be completely.
We're both on the different side of this.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like as far as the science that I've read and that I've understood, I've come to understand, is that like today is that resistance training, and then again, that doesn't mean that you have to
So
like.
does that mean eggs are healthy?
That doesn't mean no, and
No,
it doesn't. It
yeah,
doesn't.
let's not
it
get into
means,
the
let's
eggs
not
thing.
even
That
get into
changes.
nutrition is crazy.
Yeah,
and-
what do you
and-
mean
and
by
for-
resistance? Like if
so-
I trained with a resistance band,
A
is the
rubber band?
same
Yes.
as
Yep.
lifting?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm not saying that anybody needs to be like deadlifting, 300 pounds,
Right.
and like that's what you need
But
to do.
how does the resistance of a 20-pound band equal the resistance of me
So,
lifting 320 pounds?
And everybody is now we're not and like let's no numbers aside
Yeah,
because
okay,
everyone's
okay.
going to have their own journey
right,
on
right.
this. But what it means is that like you need to be able to build muscle. So like the number one thing, and like that doesn't mean that like bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
So there's a huge difference between like hypertension and like just working out to atrophy.
Yeah.
like
I don't
atrophied
understand
muscles
the
and
working out
stuff.
to atrophy.
Yeah,
I get the
well,
aspect, but
working out hypertension
Yeah,
or
but
no,
till
not
failure,
fucking-
anything till
or
failure
what's
to me is a bit odd.
I'm butchering all this, but but the main thing is that like what's important is that like you don't have.
That's nice. I like it. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it comes with a little remover.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
Sorry.
Yeah,
But
but
back
so
to- yeah.
so you
That's
want
a
to
cup.
what you want to be able to do. What you want to be able to do is like you want to be able to have strength.
Yeah.
That's all. So
So
like that's
where
the number
I
one
find-
thing. Like when you get to like 70 years old
Yeah.
and like people like fall and break their hip down the steps because they don't have the muscles to be able to keep themselves together.
But resistance
and at half
bands
of that.
don't build muscle.
So resistance
bands
no.
tone.
So you're so not resistance bands.
Okay,
not
I
resistance.
am hung up on the resistance
So
bands.
resistance training
Okay.
is deadlifting
Oh,
500
okay.
pounds.
Then
it's
I'm
lifting.
fully on board.
Yeah, it's lifting
Okay.
dumbbells.
I thought you were talking about
it's
resistance bands.
No,
So
no,
I was
no,
like,
no,
I don't
no.
see how
What-
they're way
no.
better. Yeah. Any
Yeah.
weight is a resistance
Exactly.
in moving.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep, yep,
get
yep.
that.
Yeah.
And then, I
Yeah.
fully agree
Exactly.
with you. Then, yeah.
I mean, down to doing burpees. Like you're
That's a
moving your
resistance.
body.
Yes,
yeah,
that is
it's
it. I
resistance
fully
training.
agree. I
Yeah,
thought we were
so-
talking that like resistance bands were equitable to just lifting in general.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
no,
if that
but I mean,
resistance band
if that's what you
Is
need to start,
150 pounds worth
yeah,
of
if that's where you need to
sure.
start, then sure.
Because that's
but
what I
like,
was thinking.
yeah.
I was like, if you're talking resistance bands, that's strictly
No, I'm
tone
sorry.
for me.
Yeah,
like
no,
that's
no,
just
no.
gonna tone your
Resistance-
body.
yeah.
Because that's the thing. They say like weight
Yeah, Keith, have
for
you seen-
building muscle. Yeah, that's a great video.
completely
Yeah.
unrelated to anything
Yeah.
health, putting a Volvo grill on
On
a
an E36 with fucking the E36i, I think.
Kinda
Yeah,
goes-
compact. Yeah,
Kind of
it's-
goes hard.
it goes really fucking
It goes
hard.
a little hard. But either way.
Yeah, pop
I
them
was
kidneys
thinking-
out.
Yeah, I was thinking resistance bands like that lines more up with the doing low weight, high rep is for toning. High
Yeah.
weight, low rep is for building.
Yeah, and like there's your science. There's like your science part, and
Yeah.
and that's like anybody who's
What
like,
about muscle confusion with the
Yeah, when
P90X
you're-
system?
I don't
See-
understand
so,
that
like-
at all. What are your muscles don't have the brain? How are you confusing your muscles?
Well, it's because they're getting
Yeah.
used to a certain exercise, and now you're changing it up.
Yeah, that does
So-
that not change day to day? Why does it have to change within the hour?
I mean, look. I
Like-
mean, as far as I understood it, I thought that's just excercising different muscles.
yeah. P90X was just exercising the whole body.
no, it
at the
was a
same
scam.
time.
It was a whole. That was a whole
100%
scam. It was a whole scam.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my main takeaway.
Bowflex wasn't.
My main
Well-
my main takeaway of all this was just that like everybody should be exercising for strength and not being bodybuilders
Yes.
like Ronnie Coleman,
Yeah.
who literally like to this day can't walk.
He can't
He's-
wipe his
he's
ass.
got
Yeah.
he's got like Parkinson's almost
Yep.
from all of the injuries.
I don't think bodybuilding
that it's
is the
taken
way
from
to go.
like taking steroids and doing bodybuilding.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
like
that's the way to
bodybuilding
go.
wrong, you know.
Yes.
But
Strength
just being
training,
able to like
yes. Mm-hmm.
exercise like multiple times, like more days out of the week.
I agree
than
with that.
not.
Yeah.
Like, and it doesn't have to be much, but
No.
it has to be like some
You're
sort of
putting
resistance.
the effort in. So
Yeah.
the way look, and this is coming from a fat guy trying to justify
And
a
a little
lot of
coat.
his stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of cope going here.
No, I said fat guy in a little coat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a little cope though. But it's like I've always viewed it like any exercise is more than my day to day.
Yeah.
My day to day
You're
is
doing a little extra.
I work, I come home, I do a little bit of gaming, I hang out with Adrian, we talk, whatever. We watch some YouTube videos. Anything above and beyond that is exercise in my mind because that's calories burned that I would not have originally burned had I not engaged in something extracurricular.
Yeah.
So like I have, and this is horrible as well, I have viewed my raving and my music festival experiences as a pseudo working out type of deal.
It's certainly exhausting.
It is exhausting. I'm dancing sun up to sundown. I'm out there just doing something. Granted, it's not
Yeah.
weightlifting or anything, but it's till failure.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
everything is
yeah,
still,
and
I can no
till
longer-
failure.
Yeah.
I'm out there
can't
until I
move
drop.
Until at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I can't fucking move.
So
Love
the big thing like with those kind of things is where I'm going with akin with like a job that like creates mobility, like
Right.
where like you're
The
like
second
you
I-
keep
if I
moving
worked-
and
if
that's
I
your
worked at
longevity.
corporate, if I worked as a computer anything, I'm sitting at a
accountant or
desk. Yeah,
something.
if I'm an accountant, I cannot see how my weight would not just skyrocket to the fucking moon because in the short amount of time that I was out for any of the injuries I've ever experienced, I gained weight in those times.
Yeah.
So my day-to-day being at work was
It was doing something.
half-ass workout. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than the everyday person
Me and you,
does.
Keith, have talked about this before because I had brought up like a site that showed like people who do jobs where they're just on their feet, not even like heavy like actual
lifting,
work, but just
lifting
being on
45
their feet
pounds or more
was
they're
immensely
doing.
beneficial.
Oh yeah,
Pull up my
for their
steps.
longevity.
Yeah.
yeah,
compared
100%.
to someone who has a completely sedentary job.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
and
true.
it does make a difference. But the problem is that people go like, "Why am I fat?" And it's like, well,
You sit
because
and do nothing.
what you're doing. Well, no, but even if you have a job where you're moving around, I have a job I move around all the time. How am I fat? And it's like, well,
Is your heart rate up?
Exactly. You haven't reached that point. So I tell anybody who just wants to get like started, obviously, like people love it's a good thing to join a gym because it's like this like thing, you know? It's like this moment, this like event that you've created where like you like now there's a place you have to go and you get into a zone, you know.
Yeah, but
and
see,
it
that's
helps,
that's a
it helps the
barrier to
mindset.
me. That's not.
I know, and like, and
For me, that's
to
a
me,
barrier.
yes, to me as well. Especially once I moved to doing HVAC, where I'm like, I had to drive. So like that was like literally how I got into working out was, obviously I was overweight. That was a problem. That was number one. That was my number one motivator. But then, so where I worked, I was on Kirkwood Highway. And like where like Adrian lives, I had to take Route 1.
I know where Adrian lives.
Yeah, so where I mean, like he's where our families used to live, and
So
in Delaware,
family.
so that Route 1 is this just giant bottleneck going through the Christiana Mall, and
Yep.
so because of
It's a
traffic being
huge
so
traffic
bad,
spot.
I could either leave at 5 o'clock and sit through traffic, and it would take an extra probably 20 to 30 minutes more, or I could spend 20 or 30 minutes. I just spit on you. 20
No,
or
you're
30
fine. I've
minutes.
been doing it all.
20 to 30 minutes at the gym. That was like literally the next
See,
block
now that's
down.
a smart move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. And I got fucking hooked.
Yeah, see,
And
that
then, like,
makes
it didn't
sense.
really work.
Because I
And
was
then-
talking, there's coworkers that I work with that are like an hour away from work, and they're in the same boat where it's like, I could leave at 7 and make it to work at, I'm sorry. I can leave at 6 and make it to work by like 8 or 7:45 just before I have to start.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I leave at fucking 7, I'm not making it there till whenever, like
Yeah.
till way after. There's like this weird spot where you have to wake up way too early
Yeah.
to beat traffic, and then you're sitting at work a half hour, an hour early.
Right.
That could be taken up by a local gym nearby.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't, because otherwise I'd be sitting on my phone doom scrolling
Yeah,
for an hour
exactly.
straight.
Yeah.
It would be nice to, now granted, I live
Yeah, you lived way too
piss-
close for any of this to apply to
a
you.
Yeah,
stone's
yeah.
throw distance.
Yeah.
But anywhere else that I've never worked anywhere like an hour away unless I lived
Yeah.
at home. But
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I
so-
could see that being a super
Yeah.
huge push to be
Yeah.
like, yo, you might as well
But
do
because of our
something.
current
But
job,
because
where we
of our-
work all
yeah.
over the place, there's no gym that I'm going to go past every
Yeah,
single
yeah,
day.
that's a little
rough
So
for
I
you
have to
now.
go home, and now I'm home, and I don't want to fucking
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Yeah, and then I have dogs. I
We have a
had to
gym.
let them. I have to let dogs out, and usually Holly.
Speaking of dogs.
Holly generally starts
I can't
work
stop
after
watching
me,
this.
and then gets home, and then Holly gets home after me. So like then now the dogs have been like cooped up inside the house for too long, and so it doesn't work out. And I've tried doing like CrossFit gyms and stuff too. Like that stuff's way too expensive. So yeah, like the big thing being like if you're going to start. We're done with this. I get it. He's flipping a chihuahua. If
Yeah, but it's the noise.
If you're in a scenario where what you do want to do is like just start being an extra amount of active. I always recommend just doing like when you get home. Before it's like because like there's like a system of like when you get home and there's like all these millions of things that you want to get done.
you gotta be careful.
But then like
getting home is a
right before
full
you get a
reset.
shower, take YouTube is full of 10-minute stretches. Do a 10-minute stretch and then do a 10-minute workout of just doing body weight squats and then just if you can do burpees, great. If you can't, just getting down on the ground, laying yourself all the way on the ground with your elbows out, like on the ground, and then push yourself back up and then stand up.
It's
And
a
then
lot.
do
It takes a lot of
do
energy.
that for 10 minutes. every
And
single
that goes
day.
into what I was saying.
And you're gonna be good to go.
10 minutes more exercise than you would have done any day of the
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah.
at the end of the week, that's
And-
70 more minutes of.
Yeah, and not even just more exercise. You're doing something. You're doing something that you're committed to.
Yeah.
No breaks. You're doing this like one simple. Just do the simple thing. Enjoy the suck of doing that one simple thing for
Well, that's the
10
issue.
minutes, and
That's
now
the
your heart rate's
drawback.
been up for 10 minutes,
Bring
and you're covered in
somebody
sweat.
into the
Get a
suck.
shower, and then now you've earned every video game you play.
Trying to convince anybody who can just hop onto a video game and play.
Yeah, I mean, you're
To
like, enjoy the
enjoy
suck.
the
do it.
suck,
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
just like, but I could come home and I could just sit on my couch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so hard to convince anybody with their own free will
Yeah.
to do something they don't enjoy.
Yeah,
It's
and
so
that's fine,
hard.
and that's why and that's like one
But
of
the difference is, like, I will
That's one of
own
the-
all of my own personal health failings because
Yeah.
I know I'm a
Yeah,
little
that's-
And
that's one of
that's
the-
why I have an issue
Yeah.
is because every time I have an issue, I tie it back to raving. I tie it back to sports. I tie
Yeah.
it back to any of the dumb shit I've done in my life. Any issue I have, I'm just like, well, that was because I was dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so unfortunate.
because the whole thing started because you were like, people work a semi-active job and go, why am I fat? It's like, no, I know exactly why. Like all of my
That's the
health failings.
problem,
It's
yeah.
on me.
Yeah.
The sweet treats is why I'm fat. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah.
it's bad. Just real. I don't know if they can see it, but not only was that quad massive, it itself is massive. It's built around those wheels. Those aren't just giant
They
wheels.
picked big wheels and we're like, make a quad that
the,
fits
the,
that.
the
Yeah,
entire
exactly.
thing has just been sized
Yeah,
up.
those wheels would never fit on that quad and look the way it looks.
Yeah,
That's
it's
just a
just-
2.5
it's just
times
big.
size quad.
Yeah, yeah, maybe 10 scale.
Yeah, that's
gigantic.
huge fucking
Just chasing the other
Chasing
quads down.
little
That's
quads.
terrifying.
I'm sorry. Look, to the average viewer, we were talking about some super serious, like
I've been scrolling
weight loss
Instagram
journey,
this
but
entire
Adrian
time.
has
This
fucked
is-
us.
Yeah, so
Earlier was a video of him spinning a chihuahua. That's super great. And now he's on this. It's not our fault. I have ADD. He should know better. Like we lived together long
because
enough. He
Adrian
knows.
will not let this go.
It's just such a great video. I've seen it with cats. I've seen it with hot dogs in the pan. Like all of it. It's just great. It's funny.
But yeah, sorry, you guys are talking about
Yeah,
health
no,
stuff.
just
Well-
working out in general stuff. Like it sucks because you're getting my side of it from a genuine
Yeah,
fat
no,
guy
no,
who
I,
has no interest in working out.
dude, I am not a nutritionist.
Yeah.
I'm not a health expert. I'm not.
That's where
I'm not even like a physician
Yeah,
or even
all of
like
my
any
words come
kind of
from Coke.
fitness expert at all. Like I'm no picture of health. I've been drinking alcohol with you
Yeah,
guys for the
yeah,
past
yeah.
4.5 hours. We've been having a good old time. I haven't worked out like for a week.
You mean
I
this
love that
2-hour
video.
Yeah, that's a
Talking
useful
about
video
That's
right
actually
there.
pretty
No, I
useful.
did just see this
Yeah,
recently.
that's pretty sick.
That blew my mind. I was like,
That
that's
was pretty sick.
fucking intelligent.
Yeah, if you don't have that pin tool, then
Yeah,
there you go.
exactly. I would
Yeah.
immediately do this. I don't know. Put it on screen. Show the people what we can see. If you're doing a timing belt job, this is
Just slide the
fucking
new belt
incredible.
on.
You cut half of it off, shove it back, put the new one on, and then cut the rest off.
Yeah.
You don't have to time anything.
Yeah.
It's so incredible.
It's there.
Sorry,
the
we've all worked on cars, so this hits home.
This hits
speaks to
home.
us
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
heavily.
that's a good video.
Yeah, and then I've seen
But,
this video. He's just making the deer sing a song.
Well, hey, I
Probably
think,
Creed.
yeah, I
Is
think
it about that time?
I think it's about that time.
It's about that time, boys.
I think we're ready to
Ladies and
wrap
gentlemen.
this hoe up. Last one to go.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We're laughing
I
at
don't-
this, but
I
that's a
don't-
deer in his house.
On his couch.
Yeah.
No, dude, that is SpongeBob standing on stage of the what is the fish
bubble
bowl?
bowl.
The bubble
The bubble
bowl.
bowl,
The
yeah.
bubble bowl.
Often confused
That is-
with jellyfish jam,
Dude.
which
Now-
are two versions of that song.
Real quick, who else could have swore that was a legit song? That they
No,
were just
I
using?
genuinely thought the original. So we're talking about the Bubble Bowl. The song that's played sounds like an
Phil
actual
Collins.
song.
Like, it sounds like a Phil
Right, yeah,
Collins
it came
song.
right out of '80s arena
was
rock.
made for
Yeah.
SpongeBob. Was
Yeah.
made specifically
100%.
for that episode.
Yeah. They were like, "Hey, somebody, can we just make like a fun song? We're gonna do this little scene." Somebody
It's-
went
Right,
like
yeah.
way too
Yeah,
fucking
it's
hard.
like when
Yeah.
Phil Collins was doing the soundtrack for Tarzan. It's like, hey, we got a movie. It's about a guy who thinks he's a monkey. It doesn't
Right.
have to be that crazy. And
Doesn't have
Phil
to be
Collins
crazy.
like
Yeah,
writing
chill.
straight fire.
Yeah, like we're like $1 million album for it, or it's like maybe like a $50 million album. Who knows?
I have that on my phone. Like every now and again when my phone's on shuffle, Phil Collins like Tarzan soundtrack will come on. And I'm like,
song.
Speaking of just ballads, bro. When we were playing Gears of War,
are you talking about Journey? Separate ways, worlds
dude,
apart.
So good.
I mean, I think the modern
Journey
day,
while
the
you're
kids
just
would
like humping along, just killing
what the kids would
zombies.
play Separate Ways. Parentheses worlds apart by Journey when you're playing Helldivers. I bet
For the
you
kids
that's
out
fucking hard.
for the kids out there.
For the kids
I know
out
you're
there.
having fun.
I know you're having fun. I used to have fun too.
myself.
But this is bullshit.
This is bullshit. You see that?
All right.
That's a load of crap.
Thank you for
that's a
joining
load of
us
crap.
for the 2024 Creamy Special.
We talked
It's
about
been a
Christmas for
blast.
like
Like,
5 whole
comment,
minutes.
subscribe.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe to the Leave It Running podcast.
Hit the notification
Hit the
bell.
notification
Join
bell
our
so
Patreon
you
that we
can
don't
keep
have
up to
yet.
date with every post.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We gotta pee. This has been the Creamy Special.